Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, weebs and weebettes, and everything in between, welcome to the final episode of Season 6. We are on episode 72, and we are proud to present the, biannual GAP Seasonal Awards. Yes, we are now entering the Season 6 finale. I hope you all are ready, well lubricated, because Jason and I are starting off our day with a couple of glasses of whiskey highballs. Usually we go with the sake, but we find that the sugar content can kind of mess us up a bit, so we're going something a little more tame, a little more light. I know whiskey is not everybody's, drink or cup of whiskey, but this is our drink of choice today. I've always wanted to have a nice bottle of whiskey to enjoy our recordings, and because I was the winner of our seasonal bet, the most recent one, Jason gave me the privilege to choose our choice of poison. So Jason, I cheers you, and I cheers to all of our listeners for entering into our final episode for this season. How are you doing on your side?
Let me take a sip first, and I'll get back to you.
Oh man, that is nice and crisp. I personally like it a lot more than drinking the sake. The sake is great, but it's like it is a little bit easy to kind of abuse, because as soon as we're done drinking one, either you're pouring the next shot or I'm pouring the next shot.
Also, it's like a shot, right? It is essentially the sake cup is a shot.
Yeah, so, but you are taking like a serving of alcohol each time, whereas this is a lot more manageable.
I mean, if you remember, we would go to the second half, which is a Stupidish Awards, and we would run out of alcohol. So... And
we bought 2 full bottles of sake that one time as well. I mean, we cleaned it out by the time we got to the Stupidish.
And it's not we're out of alcohol. Oh no, we didn't buy enough. It's we did buy enough. Like, we are not going crazy frat house rager, but
we went like 2 drunk weeb rager. Basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So please drink responsibly.
Yes,
especially if you're of age. If you're underage, just don't
do it. Don't make poor life decisions that like Will and I are about to make. But listen, guys, this is season 6 finale, as Will mentioned. So this is the 6th time that we have been drinking and presenting our Stupidish Awards. And of course, the first half would be our Serious-ish Awards. We have all of what these awards are in our show notes, and also that are timestamped, as well as on our website if you need a definition, particularly for the Stupidish Awards, because those are more wacky and kind of unintuitive in terms of their titling.
Yeah, I'm glad we're not going to need to go into, disclaimers and explanations of what these awards are, because y'all have been here like 6 times. This is the 6th time. So like,
no, but if you're new,
go to our website.
Go to our website.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we put it there.
Yep.
So
you know how this is going to go down. No news, no reading, watching. We're just going to go straight into the awards. Are you prepared? Are you ready to, present to our distinguished guests of honor, the GAP listeners, and embark them on this massive journey of the first half, which is the Serious-ish Awards?
Actually, before that, I would actually want to take a brief opportunity to kind of thank everyone. We usually do this at the end of finale.
You're doing this because it's actually Thanksgiving, isn't it? It's Thanksgiving weekend right now.
Well, yeah, but like I mean,
I know we recorded the Thanksgiving episode last time, but this time around it actually is Thanksgiving weekend. So this is probably the right time to give thanks and appreciations to the listeners.
Yeah, our listener base has grown, each season, and each podcast season to be precise, and we always welcome people listening in, giving us feedback, interactions, and whatnot. And if you are afraid of maybe sending an email or, going on our Discord, don't be. But if you don't want to, again, different strokes for different folks. We will appreciate you nonetheless for listening in. And probably you will sieve at some of the award choices that at least I have for this podcast season.
Yeah, don't be afraid to reach out, because it's through these interactions that we actually learn a lot about what you guys want and what you guys want to hear us talk about. Like, look, studio analysis and, producer and director analyses, they tend to do okay, but, there's a reason why we don't do them as much. But we did find out, though, that y'all really like manga. So that's why we've been doing our ASAP series a lot more frequently. It's become a seasonal note for all of us now. So we really do want to keep doing those. It does mean that on top of watching anime, we also have to read manga. But hey, look, this is clearly something that's working, and a lot of the manga we cover are really damn good, especially when they get released as anime adaptations. And believe it or not, they also score really highly on my anime list.
And we'll probably give you a little bit of a tease of what Season 7 has to offer because GAP is evolving yet again. But enough about all of that. Definitions and disclaimers and the disclaimer about those definitions and disclaimers aside, let's get into our Serious-ish awards with the first Serious-ish award, favorite seasonal anime from Season 6. Will.
So I got a runner-up and I got a winner.
All right.
And I assume similar. Do you have any honorable mentions for this one?
So for a lot of these Serious-ish awards, I had a very conflicting kind of mentality between what I think is popular choice or what I thought was a lot of fun versus the best.
Why don't we get started with those then? Maybe just shoot off a couple of ones which you think are worth mentioning, or because they're not in your top 2 for this award doesn't mean that people shouldn't check them out, because there was a lot of anime that came out in the last 6 months.
So I would say my runner-up or honorable mention for the fun one is of course 100 Girlfriends. I think I am extremely hot on the manga. And
pleasantly surprised that the anime is doing really well too.
Extremely surprised and very happy about it, but also just how good it is. So I think it's one of those where, yes, the score dropped comparatively to what it's now, I think a 7.8 something on my anime list. So look,
I think the other thing as well is why you probably didn't put it on in your actual top 2 is because it's still ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
So you have no idea which direction it's going to go, but you're vouching that this is going to be a good show to watch, especially now that you've given it an honorable mention. I'm sure people are going to be flocking to be watching 100 Girlfriends. Really, 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 really love you.
Yeah. Also, actually, special tangent shout out. We are actually recording now in the official what would be the podcast studio room as opposed to my living room. So
nice and comfy as fuck.
Yep, and we kind of have everything equipped and ready to go, and we're going to deck it out a bit more, but this is going to be the foreseeable future, the permanent home for GAP, so I'm excited. So, anyways, that was my honorable mention for 100 Girlfriends. Will, do you have any honorable mentions before? Or?
No, I'll go straight into my runner-up. This one caught me a little bit by surprise, but after watching it, I can confidently say this was a very, very fun anime to watch. So just sort of a light little disclaimer, most of the stuff that I'm going to be featuring in this final awards will essentially be from summer 2023. Just because of the fact that we've had a lot more time to consume it, there's a lot more information that comes about it, and with fall still in the middle right now, I think it's 4 or 5 episodes in for most, if not a bit more.
I think the earliest one is at I think Fieren is at episode 8 or 9, something like that.
Which is crazy. You factor in how long their premiere was as well, right? So there's a lot of stuff that's ready to go, but it hasn't completed yet. So that's why I'm not as ready to be giving awards. Some will deserve it, but I think because we had more time to actually consume and analyze what's been out from summer 2023, it just made it easier for me to pick those. So the show that I wanted to highlight as my runner-up is Undead Girl Murder Farce. Now, this one came out in summer 2023, so about 4 months ago, actually, on July 6th. Excuse me. Produced by Lapin Track. I liked it a lot because it kind of reminded me of when we first watched Case Study of Vanitas. It was very much a series that is a little bit more geared towards an adults, or at least a more, I wouldn't say mature, just a more grown-up audience. It's definitely not something that you would imagine seeing tweens and teenagers watching, though. If you are looking for something that's a little bit more sort of mysterious, with some sort of historical, tidbits in there, just very, very weird and mysterious characters, especially the fact that, after watching a couple episodes, you still didn't really know who these characters are, but you knew you wanted to join them on this journey, and you wanted to sort of figure out what the fuck they're doing, who the hell they are, what their purpose is, and where it's all going to end. So it's sitting pretty neat at a 7.92. I think that it's a very respectable score for what it is. And also shout out to Lapin Track too. They're not a huge studio, but they done work for this one. So that's why it gets my honorable mention, my runner up for a season 6 finale.
So one thing I want to mention about Undead Girl Murder Farce is on at least my anime list, which is a source that Will and I use constantly. No surprise to a lot of Western listeners. The theme, in order of like appearance, is adult cast. So immediately, it's like, guys,
it's different.
It's different. And then out of nowhere, people are just like, if I were to tell you, like, Will or whoever is want to listen to what I have to say, if I say the word Undead Girl Murder Farce, and without knowing that it's an anime and also a IP, you would look at me and be like, the fuck are you doing? It's a Mad Lib, ad lib, put 4 words put together. But it's a really interesting show. I think it's one of those shows where it also adds a historical element, but not in a way that I think is very in your face.
Yeah, I think the historical setting for it is essentially giving it a setting. That's what it does. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be like deeply entrenched in Japanese lore or any lore for that matter. I think it just gives it like that kind of mysterious aura.
And
just
I love the banter too. I think when it was our seasonal review for summer 2023, I kind of said it reminded me a bit of Monogatari because
the way they talk,
right? And there's like the maid, and then there is obviously the undead girl, and then there is the dude. I guess like spoilers, we won't go into crazy spoilers, but I will just say that it's a weird, eclectic cast of characters, quirky kind of situation, and a very, very good runner-up. For my runner-up, believe it or not, is probably going to be one of the best animes for a lot of people this season. It is Frieren Beyond Journey's End as the runner-up.
No kidding.
So surprisingly, a lot of people will be really pissed off that I made it the runner-up. But
it's also kind of like one of those, what you expect. It's going to be an amazing series, right?
There's nothing that I can say that is bad about Frieren. I mean, we both read the manga. I probably read a bit more, but I think both you and I would agree that not only did Madhouse came to play, they came to stay as well. I think this is a very good showing, a 2-hour premiere. And here is the funny thing. I did not know this until later on, Will, but they are having 28 episodes.
Yeah, I just saw.
And that is insane.
In fact, actually, a lot of stuff that's happening in fall actually is running on a double curve.
Yeah.
Like Apothecary Diaries, Shangri-La Frontier. That's one's going for 23 episodes. 25 episodes, actually, even more. So, yeah. I think
hold that double curve thought, listeners, because for me, at least, that is going to pop up again later.
Right, the Crimson's also a double curve, too.
Yep. So, it's kind of crazy, especially when you consider...
What about a triple curve? Captain Tsubasa is 39 episodes.
Yeah, bro.
It's Ken Tsubasa, though. They deserve it. They're historical.
Classic, right?
Seven Deadly Sins, also double curve. But enough about double curve, triple curves and stuff. We're talking here about Frieren and why it is a top 2 anime series for season 6 finale. Seasonal, right?
Yes.
For Jason.
And what else is there to say other than Madhouse producing the shit out of this? And it is one of those shows where I can easily recommend to literally anybody and have it be like a solid choice regardless of your taste and your preferences. And it really highlights how awesome anime can be.
Should we move on to our winners then?
Yeah.
So the winner I actually didn't watch, but I'm going to put it in here because I feel that if I did have the time to watch it, I would absolutely love the shit out of it. And also, in the same way that I gave the runner-up to Undead Girl Murder Farce, this series is also very different from what usually comes out per season. It also helped that it came out in summer, where there's a little bit of a lull in terms of what series come out. I'm talking about Zom 100. I think Zom 100 would absolutely be full names. Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead, produced by Bug Films. Now, first of all, never heard of Bug Films at all. In fact, like if you look at their credits on my anime list, it's the only thing they produced. However, it is now sitting at an 8.02, popularity 533, because their membership is up to 412,000 people on my anime list. Now that is fucking insane for a series that the manga is very well received, right? But for a series that was adapted, produced by pretty much like a newbie studio.
Yeah, this is their only accredited work. So good on them, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
Now, again, if we look at the genre and theme tags, right? Adult cast, it is a survival horror action comedy. Now, where do you find that?
I don't
You
know. Anime on Zom 100?
I mean, I guess in terms of like horror comedy, like I guess the closest thing you have is Miracle-chan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you don't have the action, you don't have the suspense, you don't have a little bit of that sort of survival element in there too. It's just essentially shock horror, but then it's also taking a step back and laughing at the shit you see. This, on the other hand, is like a good mix of the zombie survival and just taking the piss out of it.
It's also very pretty, by the way.
It looks really good. I mean, like
very
the
sharp.
poster itself just makes you be like, why isn't anybody watching this? I can tell why. I've been really busy with a bunch of shit IRL, so it's been tough for me to watch it. But I guarantee that if I do have time to watch it, I will finish it in completion. It also helps too that if, for example, you are listening to this, but you're also not a fan of anime, which is weird, but there is a live action adaptation of it that's running concurrently. So go ahead and watch that. I don't have much else to say. I think, like, despite me not watching it, I can confidently say that this would have been the series that I wouldn't have stopped talking about. And I'm glad that I'm giving it the spotlight. I don't think it needs it anymore because there's already a lot of people that are watching this. But if you're like me, you haven't gotten around to watching it, please get on it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where Will and I kind of, you could call it very naive mindset, but because we kind of have been doing this for a while, we just have a very good like instinct or sixth sense when we either watch, like within like one episode or looked at the promotional material or looked at a lot of the credits to know how a certain show might pan out. Now, of course, we could always be surprised, disappointed, or have unexpected expectations, right? And have it be shattered. But more often than not, usually you can tell by looking at the data that is provided, such as generally how people score it, or the cast, or the studio. That's just how it is. It's not hard.
And I also came from a place where it's like, we could, of course, highlight some of the usual suspects, or like even the sequels, right? Like fucking Eminence and Shadow, Dr. Stone, Spy Family. There was also Jujutsu Kaisen, Bleach, Bungo Stray Dogs as well, Mushoku Tensei. But it's like, we will love that shit.
And if you don't, you're not going to watch it anyways.
Yeah. So I wanted to at least highlight something that's a little bit different from what you would usually have on your watch later or like, your to watch list. So that's why.
Or my endless on hold list, right?
It's never going to end.
I feel so bad for anime in general. But
don't feel bad for yourself because you still got to talk about your winner for the seasonal anime of season 6 GAP.
Before I get into my winner, I do want to clarify something, which is the season is not actually over because it actually has been having production delays.
Yeah, so it's still on episode 9 at the moment.
And 9, 10, 11, and 12, the last 4 episodes will be running consecutively on Christmas Eve in Japan. So probably simulcast, you will get it around that time as well. So just letting everyone know, just like Uncle Isekai, unfortunately, there were production delays, and they have announced it. And if you're unaware, I think we've mentioned it before. Now you know once again.
Right. Now on to your winner for Season 6 Seasonal Award.
My winner is Apothecary Diaries.
No shit.
I think it is a wonderful anime that is not only gorgeous, but it is the amalgamation of a lot of things that I can get behind. I think Chinese historical imperial palace drama is always something that I think is like really cool, but the execution is one of those things where I just don't vibe with. Then you say, oh, let's mix in a female character that actually knows what she's thinking and doing. You add in CSI levels of investigation with herbs and poison or explosions and whatnot, and you get Toho animation behind all of that, and you get a really gorgeous anime. And there's nothing I can say bad about Apothecary Diaries other than I want more. And there's
you will get more.
There's like 2 curves of it, so
you will get more. I mean, like, Jesus Christ, it looks so good. Again, it's one of those will I get around to finally watching it? Possibly, but I read the manga, and the manga is really, really good.
And
So,
on Hong Kong, you get the Netflix simulcast. So there's that. All right. Our next award is our favorite backlog anime from season 6 of GAP. Will, do you have a runner-up?
no, just one clear winner.
Okay, I have a runner-up and a winner, so I'll go with my runner-up first. It is from my closet cleanup, Stars Align. It is a show that I probably think is slept on by a lot of people, very underrated, and it is an extremely interesting mix of high school drama, really serious issues that are tackled within that one cur, as well as a sports anime about racquetball, bro. Racquetball. Like, like pickleball racquetball, not like, squash, not like basketball. Like, this is like a kind of unknown sport, and a ragtag team of people, the underdogs, kind of rising up to the occasion. I think it is a very interesting anime, but a very flawed anime. And I think because it's so flawed, because the finale kind of ended on a very extremely big cliffhanger note, and there is going to be no season 2 or whatever, it is very unfortunate, but it is my favorite backlog anime runner-up from season 6.
I was going to almost correct you there. Do you want to go straight into your winner, or do you want me to go next?
Winner's Pluto. Dumb. Duh. What else is there to say about Pluto other than it is a retro show that
Made for a modern audience.
Yep. It looks gorgeous. Studio M2. This is basically their first major showing.
M2 basically did a thing where people were saying like, oh, something is like, done, like, and not very well received. It's most of the time because it's like made ahead of its time. No, the manga was perfect for its time, and the anime is perfect for right now.
Yeah, I think we don't get a lot of these very slow pace, monster, because it's obviously done by the same mangaka, right?
I mean, it's 8 hours of suspense.
Yep.
Which sounds stressful, but like they do it really, really well.
Yep. And not only that, but it is a Netflix exclusive. So, we like to rag on Netflix exclusives a lot. And recently they have not been getting like that many wins comparatively to, we always be like, oh, it's the Violet Evergarden days. It is, the Studio Trigger, a Little Witch Academia days.
Yeah, but there's also not a whole lot of originals coming out from elsewhere. I mean, like we can talk shit about Crunchyroll and their originals, right?
Absolutely. But I think Pluto is one of those things that at least I personally think, along with Cyberpunk Edge Runners, just like recent showings, has been fantastic. So that's my winner.
You can definitely see, like, for the Crunchyroll Awards next year, that they're probably going to be mentioning Pluto a couple of, maybe even Anime of the Year. Who knows?
Yeah. The only thing is, I know we did it for our seasonal review, but technically it's not part of the seasonal lineup. So that's why I put it in our backlog. Again, with these Netflix kind of releases.
We can pull some strings.
Yeah. So, Will, what's your winner?
A Lull in the Sea from our closet cleanup. I remember expending at least half an hour just talking about the show. It's a Love Polygon original that's done by PA Works, who are also known for making some very, very good originals. I think that the reason why I liked it a lot was that, this wasn't the first OP, but the second OP. The second OP for Along the Sea is called Ebb and Flow, which is essentially how my emotions for this series was legitimately just flowing the whole time. It was gut-wrenching, it was heartbreaking, but it was also a lot of parts where it made you feel comfortable. It's not a comfy anime by any means, no. It is rather slow-paced, 26 episodes. There are some downtimes in the middle, but it's hard to, stretch out, the suspense or like, really ramp up the plot when you're trying to run something for over 2 curs. But I like the character interactions. I like the designs. It looked really, really beautiful, in my opinion. Especially when they started incorporating some 3D in there too, and it was nicely done. It wasn't like it's like because a lot of it happens underwater, right? So that's why, like, when it comes to like the water animation, the bubbles and the fish swimming and all that, there are like some parts which are not completely 2D, and I think they did that really, really well. It also helps that the main female character, or at least in my opinion, the main female character is voiced by Kanahana. You can't beat that.
Come
right?
on.
Yeah, it's
What?
like it gets like an extra win for me. So I implore anybody look, the manga, the anime score right now is at a 7.96. very good. I wish it was just a little bit higher, but that's just me. But the fact that there's almost 600,000 members sitting on it right now on my anime list, it's top 400 in popularity. And I think it could be more popular if people just get around to watching it.
Shout outs to the OP is sung by Ray.
Yep.
It's unclear if that's like a band or
A solo
artist. Sorry. You're going to hear a lot of us kind of burping because carbonated drinks with highball.
Y'all notice, and if you're new to this, get used to it.
Yeah, and well, we would down sake anyways, so there will always be a pause or a lull in the things that we're gonna say.
Now, the next two awards we're going into are definitely subjective, but we don't care. It is the best girl and waifu of season 6, followed by the best boy and husbando of season 6.
Oh, quick question: do you think? I don't know if I mentioned it for when you talked about A Lull in the Sea during closet cleanup, but did I ever mention Shinsekai Yori and the comparison with A Lull in the Sea?
Oh, you did.
Okay.
You did.
Okay.
I think the fact that I was talking about it too, you're just like, this sounds a lot like something we watched before.
Yeah. But hey, Shinsekai Yori is fucking fantastic. So if it's anything even similar to that, or
if you want to cry and maybe die a little bit on the inside whilst watching an amazing anime, Shinsekai Yori. If you want to feel a bit better about yourself but still be a little bit heartbroken, A Lull in the Sea.
Damn.
Yeah. No, they're both really high in my books.
All right.
It's just that sort of like worthlessness that you sometimes feel when you're watching something, and it's like you can just see that these people are trying so hard, but to no avail. And then when it finally does work, but it doesn't work perfectly in their eyes, it's like it's bittersweet, but it just works out well in the end. Because sometimes it's like everybody wants a perfect ending, right? Everybody wants things to work out for the protagonists. Everybody wants to have that happy ending. And whilst you can kind of like see that these series are edging towards it, nothing's ever perfect. And I like that they keep that kind of realism with how characters deal with dread, with loss, with missed opportunities and hopelessness.
Because life is not perfect.
No,
at all.
But these series are a good representation of don't let things get you down, even if the purpose of these anime series is to get you down.
It is perfect at being imperfect.
Exactly.
And I think that is probably one of the best things you can say about literally any piece of work.
Right. So now let's talk about the perfect female and the perfect males of, the anime seasons of fall, summer, and fall, or even for our backlogs.
My wife.
I've got a runner-up and a winner.
I have two winners and a runner-up, but you'll understand why I put the two winners together.
So greedy. Are they? Are you trying to build your 100 girlfriends right now?
No, but it is funny that you say that. Anyways, my runner-up is Mao Mao from Apothecary Diaries.
My runner is also Mao Mao from Apothecary Diaries.
Okay, then what is your winner?
Aya Rindo from Undead Girl Murder Farce.
Okay.
Her head alone is enough to win, and I mean that literally.
Shit, we're not even wasted, and you're fucking dropping.
I know what
innuendos.
I know what I said, but no, I think it's just that the mystique and like the way that she carries conversations. It's like again, it's that Monogatari kind of dialogue that happens throughout at least the first couple episodes of Undead Girl Murder Farce. I liked the way that she's designed. I liked the way that the character voices. Is voiced by the voice actress.
And you just like that long black silky hair, don't you?
I like black hair. I do.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
but of course, some mention of Mao Mao, like she's crafty, she's funny, she's witty, and but she likes poison a little too much, which is why she gets docked a few points for me and only ends up in the runner-up for me.
I just think she's really intelligent. She reminds me of Saki. Speaking of Shinsekai Yori, right? That is very contemplating. We hear her monologue a lot.
I thought you meant Saki as in the Mahjong anime.
Okay.
Yeah.
But okay. Anyways, Saki from Shinsekai Yori, just very well written female characters, and is protagonist of the series. I think a lot of people, especially like the most recent couple of years, has been having a lot of criticisms of
Damsel in distress,
Mary Sue, and the way that characters are written that are lacking from a female perspective.
Yeah, and some really strong female characters now that actually hold their own and are not like treated like they need help, right? I mean,
Yep.
you got Frieren, you got the Evidence and Shadow characters, Spy Family. I guess in some ways, Happy Marriage as well.
Yeah.
Even though it's it's set that this woman is literally a damsel in distress, but you get to see a lot more character than just who she's made out to be from the first episode.
Yeah, and I think the damsel in distress from My Happy Marriage is something that starts out that way and then builds into something else. So I think regardless of which side you stand on, even if there is a position or not in this kind of debate of how females are characterized nowadays, nonetheless, I think Will and I can very equivocally say we just want good characters irregardless of whatever origins they come from, and it doesn't matter to us. It could matter from a special context, but at the end of the day, good characters are good characters. End of story.
Yeah. So why do you have two good characters in your best girl?
Actually, I just deleted one because I just decided to just axe the one.
She doesn't even deserve an honorable mention, though.
I feel bad, so I'm not gonna mention her. So I axed her.
You done good. At least you're not talking shit about your exes.
So, 100 Girlfriends has a kudere called, and I am not lying, called Nano AI. Spelled NANOEIAI, and yes, that's a pun on their names. All of the 100 Girlfriends all have a pun in their names. It is the kudere that is essentially all about efficiency, all about what is logical, but in the face of love realizes that there's more to life than being the most efficient, relying on metrics, and there's color in her life. And 100 Girlfriends, to me, she is my number one waifu of season 6 and my number one waifu of 100 Girlfriends. End of story.
Is she real?
I mean, is any of this real,
Will? It is actually kind of hilarious, but self-deprecating that a weeb is picking an AI girlfriend.
Her name is AI.
I know
her
that's
last
the joke.
Name.
I know that's the
I
joke.
know. I'm just saying.
But
Bro,
it's a bit tongue in cheek.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's the whole point. Well, how are we gonna get more?
What
drinks?
we were to do is we're going to stretch out a few of the awards, and then one of us is going to go out and pour a few more drinks. That's just.
Why don't we just bring it in?
We can bring it in, but let's move on to the best boy and husbandos of season 6. I've got one, and just one winner, and you're never going to be able to guess who it is. So I want to hear who you have. If you
wait, can I guess what your winner is?
Absolutely. You're absolutely not going to be able to get it.
Wait, why? Okay, before I give you my guess, why are you so confident?
I just am. But at the same time, don't take it as a challenge.
My winner.
You have just one outright.
No, but I'm assuming that is your winner. Is for Best Boy and Husbando of Season 6. Is from The Masterful Cat is Depressed Again Today. Yukichi.
Not mine.
Fuck.
But do tell why you whilst going and get some drinks. Why is it that they are your husbando of season 6 for the GAP?
So, The Masterful Cat is Depressed Again Today, summer 2023 seasonal anime, is a fucking fantastic slice of life that talks about just a large ass cat trying to take care of a young lady who works at an office and gets stressed out and have wonderful food and, just taken care of all the time. That is literally, in my opinion, like an awesome boyfriend would be, an awesome kind of partner in crime would be. And there's nothing you can say bad about it, in my opinion. It's a very fluffy anime. Yukichi is also very fluffy and has very heartwarming moments. And it is a non-stop awesome time. And to me, he is the number one winner, undoubtedly, for Best Boy and Husbando of Season 6 of GAP.
Nice. That's a pretty good choice. Fortunately, it wasn't mine, but I wasn't trying to challenge you.
No. I really thought that would have been your choice as well.
Yeah. My choice is from the wonderful isekai, reborn as a vending machine and now wandered the dungeon, Boxo. Boxo is my husbando / best boy of season 6 because, look, he might not be able to talk, but he's a great communicator. He provides. He knows that his girl needs some food, needs some warmth, needs some health, needs some comfort. So is always able to provide the right thing at the right moment whenever it's most needed. And not only providing for his girl, but also providing for her family and the people that live in their town. What else could you ask from a husbando / best boy? I know you have your head in your face, but look, this is obviously the correct choice.
No, because basically, if you were to replace the name Boxo and fill that void with Yukichi, I think you would have the exact same argument that I have. And not only that, I think Boxo is a solid choice that I literally forgot. Like, no joke. And I think that's an awesome choice, especially because I was quite hot on the manga. So, yeah, man. I think that's a great choice. Also, he talks. He does talk. And I'm not talking about just his internal monologue. Doesn't he have like 3 phrases like arigato?
Yeah.
And like what was the other
with
one?
the limited amount of words that he uses, he's able to effectively communicate with whoever is conversing with him.
And shout out to the lady also. Fucking just, oh yeah, I'll just put a vending machine on my back and just run. Like, that's just insane. Best boy choice approved by yours truly.
It was a no-brainer. I think, like, in the end, like, you just wanted to pick someone, not something. I know they're a vending machine, but I'm not going to be, like, characterizing.
Yeah, this is anime. How can you discriminate like that? Like, that's just impossible.
Equal representation throughout. So yeah, I mean, cheers to that. I think it's a good time to have a quick little tricky poo right here.
Yep.
I made them a little bit stronger so that way. So that way you didn't chug them. But I think you'll be good for the next 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, I think I would be.
Now, unfortunately,
my runner-up though.
Oh, you have a runner-up. Okay.
So
unfortunately, there is a runner-up, which didn't make the best boy / husbando for Jason. Please do tell.
We talked about Yukichi, a large-ass black cat. We talked about Boxo, a large
big-ass white vending machine.
It's so outlandish. It is so absurd. But what if I told you, Will, that I am such a gentleman, I'm such a Chad, I'm such a bro, that I have to date 100 people in order to prevent them from dying, and I would love all 100 of them as equally as possible.
No, you're just trying to justify, like, polyamory? Sure, go for it.
So, my runner-up is Rentaro, quote-unquote, my own personal nickname that I inserted here, Mad Lad Ijo. Because the dude fucking lives and breathes for all of his girlfriends and will die trying, and kind of does in many ways. Hats off on an impossible task, Rentaro. You have my thanks for doing it in the anime weeb world. The impossible task of dating literally everyone.
I don't know how big their school is, actually. Enough to be able to fill up his harem of 100 girlfriends, right?
Slight spoilers.
He transfers.
No. What makes you think all of them are high school students?
Oh, dude, that's fucked up.
No, the other way.
Okay. Well, that's still
both ways, actually.
Yeah.
Both ways.
It's anime, folks.
It's anime, folks. What you gonna do?
Yeah. So, now I move into probably, the sad part of our awards show, which is
mandatory.
Yeah. Which is the most disappointing of season 6. Now, this can go each and every way in terms of how you characterize what is most disappointing, whether it is art style, whether it is performance of actors and actresses, whether it is just overall it's a terrible show. I don't really know how to rank these, so I'm just gonna say them out in like one go.
No problem. Let's go.
Because really, there's no winner for this award. You have to be a loser to be here.
Well, if you are the winner of all the losers, right? You're the loserist.
Yes. King loser right there. Queen loser too.
Queen loser, yeah.
So I got 3 to pick from here.
Yo, let's go.
I'm just going to do this as an overall encapsulating thing. It's an easy one.
So they're all ranked together. They're all like...
Pretty much.
Okay.
Because it's hard to discern like why I feel so disappointed in these. But one of them, I feel like it kind of is just, just desserts. It's a bit deserved for them. Just Fooly Cooly in general. Like, Shoegaze was awful. grunge was not great.
That is my winner.
Yeah, like what the hell is going on with Fuliculi and how steadfast their fandom is that they kind of trick themselves into thinking that Fuliculi is still great, or is it just the fact that there are the hardcore Fuliculi fans that just watch Fuliculi and nothing new?
So what is your third? Because I think both of us should get into the Fuliculi talk, but what is your third? Because you said you have 3? Or
No, I have way more actually. Gene of AI was absolutely awful. I mean, look, we just talked about how Madhouse was, going gangbusters with Frieren and all that, but it kind of started the year with some real dog shit with Gene of AI. Like, look, there was promise in Gene of AI, right? There was at least an inkling that if this was done a little bit better, it could have been like a 7.5, but no. Do you remember there was that one scene? I think it was like 5 or 6 minutes away from finishing, where there was this weird like narration of like the doctor and like how there was like talking about how again, this is all episode 1, so I'm gonna say it anyway. It's not a spoiler. And if you haven't watched it, you're not missing out on much. Where like the woman is about to go into surgery, and it's like, oh, they performed the surgery, and it was a success. And then that's it. Like, why did you need to take out like 3 minutes of animation and voice acting just to get that point across? Like, I could clearly see what the fuck's going on. Like, oh, there was despair in her eyes. She knew she had to do this operation, and as she longingly looked at her husband before her memory was wiped, it was like, what? Look, I know it's meant to be.
Let's
like,
wipe our memory of it.
It's meant to be existentialist as fuck. It's like, okay, you wipe their memory, but you restore their memory, but are they the same person? Ghost in the shell, blah, 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 right? Like, it didn't have that kind of effect on me, where it's just like, yeah, dude, just fucking wipe her memory. Like, this is dragging out way too long now.
Yeah, and I also think with Genes of AI, which will show up later on for me personally, is that the theme has been done time and time and time again, and that's not a problem, but if you don't bring anything new or fresh to the table in any respect, it is extremely disheartening, because I feel like there's at least several animes where you and I were like, this is not necessarily a bad anime, but because this kind of bullet point has been done, or this stance has been echoed throughout all mediums, not just anime and manga or light novels, like live action or in novels. Like, it's not novel, it's not new, it's not.
I think it's just one of those things where it's like, don't fix a wheel if it's not broken. Like, if the wheel's perfect, like, just leave it alone, right? But it kind of gives those people like the false sense of security, where it's like, well, I guess if we just do the same thing, then it's going to work, right? Like, and that's not the case. Like, I'm not saying that like you have to always be fresh and innovative, because we see there's a lot of rehashes of old shit. Like, dude, we had Rurouni Kenshin just last season, right? 2023 version.
Yeah.
Who knew we needed it? But people liked it enough to give it a high 7. So I'm not, and then Pluto, right? That's another case in point too, right? And then you have Fist of the North Star that's coming back again, like 40 years out of like being in cryogenesis, cryo freezing. So look, this is not me or Jason going around saying that like you shouldn't like just rely on what worked before and hope it works now. But I think it's just the fact that with Gene of AI, it was stale. Like,
yeah, and here's the thing: like, if you're kind of like the whole thing of AI and stuff is very prominent in the zeitgeist in real life IRL nowadays, with ChatGPT and OpenAI, especially like nowadays in the past couple of weeks with OpenAI. The thing is, you don't have to innovate. I'm not saying every anime or manga has to innovate, but if you don't innovate, which is fine, you at least have to do it well. And the problem is, I can't see from any perspective that Genes of AI provides anything and brings anything to the table.
I guess it looks good. That's about it.
I don't think it even looks that good at all. It looks
fine. By good, I mean like the highest I would give it is 7.
Yeah, and that's a problem to me, because if it is stale, or like what you're saying is not new, then everything else needs to be on point, and you're not.
Yeah. Did you have any others like in this category before we go a little bit into like
Fuliculi? Yeah. So, do you have any other?
I do actually.
Okay.
But I took the floor with with Genes of AI already. I think it's Gene of AI. Whatever. Who cares? I'm not going to correct myself or yourself.
We're drunk, right?
Yeah.
We're going to use
it's
that.
Not even
excuse.
that. I just don't think it's worth correcting something that was so broken anyway. So yeah. Go. What else did you have in this category?
Summer 2023 had an anime that I was actually looking very forward to. And it is done by a studio who also did probably one of the most infamously bad animes of all time called Handshakers. Studio Go Hands produced an anime called The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses. And here's the problem that I have with my disappointment with that show is I tried my very best. And I know that sounds very trite and very oh wow, look at you, Jason, trying to wrestle with your inner demons of an anime show. I think the show could have done a lot. I think Studio Gohan's gets a bad rap for a lot of their shit because they did K, I think, which also is not great. And I think the 3D in the first episode and a lot of things were very promising.
Let's just get it out of the way. You feel that they've done the manga dirty.
Yeah.
Because, look, it wasn't a bad show.
It is not a bad show. It just wasn't a good show. It's a 7. It's kind of like Genes of AI, right?
Well, it's sitting at a 7.14, so giving it a 7 is pretty apt. That's what it deserves, right?
But just like Genes of AI, actually, Genes of AI will probably give it lesser of a score if I had to finish it. But The Girl I Like Forgot Glasses, that 7 is a pity 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like it doesn't deserve to get anything lesser.
It's only because of the fact you love the manga, where it's you know what? I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, but I don't feel good about it.
And it's not bad. There's not anything that's glaring that I can criticize that is just painfully obvious. But it's kind of a pity 7. And to me, sometimes that's even worse. But enough about how I feel about that anime. Let's talk about Fuwafuwaru.
No, I still got one more.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Please, go on.
Devil's a Part-Timer second season.
Oh.
Now, the reason why I have it in here is not only are we in our 6th season of the GAP, but the current season, which is, naming conventions already are fucking crazy because it's called The Devil's a Part-Timer Season 2 sequel, right? And in the Japanese, it's Hataraku Mao-sama 2 exclamation marks second season, because the first one is Hataraku Mao-sama 2 exclamation marks, and then the original, which came out fucking 8 years ago, is Hataraku Mao-sama 1 exclamation mark. Right. So look, naming convention wise, that's already fucked. Right. We already talked about the Attack on Titan shit. We need to talk about that more. But what I thought was amazing was that not only are we in the 6th season of the GAP, the current score for Devil's a Part-Timer. Now, this is important because it is the devil. It's 6.66.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to guess what the previous season's score was?
Hold on. It's a high 7s. It's an 8 something, right?
No, I'm talking about still, because this is the second season.
Oh.
Season 2 sequel. Now, season 2, first season. First.
Oh, I actually don't know.
6.66. Both of Season 2 and Season 2 sequel of The Devil's a Part-Timer
I gotta see this.
are
Hold on.
6.66.
Let me see
It
here.
is, you cannot make this shit up. It is absolutely hilarious that not only is it such a fall from grace that the fucking fans have to metagame this and literally keep it at a 6.66.
Oh my god, it's so true. As of recording, yeah, Will is 100% right. Oh my god.
It's fucking hilarious that it is so bad. Again, 6.66 is not terrible, but it's just too tongue in cheek that the fans literally metagame this and keep the score at a flat 6.66 across both seasons of the sequel.
Look, I cannot assume what all the fans on my anime list giving 6.66 is. I can tell you that score was probably adjusted deliberately, just like how Fullmetal Alchemist at some point will always be number 1, or they try to, gerrymander the votes. But let me put it this way about how I feel. First of all, I completely forgot about The Devil's a Part-Timer. So that's already indicative in of itself. But the fact that everyone has to metagame to get both seasons of the sequel to be 6.66 just goes to show just how bored they are of everything that is A Devil's a Part-Timer that is current.
Like, you might just think it's just a coincidence. No, this is a group effort. These are people that are actually trying to maintain it so that, look, the first official season is like a 7.74. 7.71 actually. And that's very good, right? Manga does really, really well. Whatever has come out since then from Studio 3 Hertz has been very, very like underperforming. It might not even be the fact that it's the studio. It might just be it might just be Shield Hero syndrome, where like they are just covering the boring parts of the manga, and unfortunately that's why it's not performing very well. Or it could just be fans just kind of like irate that it took this long for something to come out and it was just this boring, that now they're just actually making an effort to keep it at a 6.66. So yeah, I think that's enough of a spiel on Devil's a Part-Timer. Do we really have that much more to talk about Fooly Cooly? Because we've ragged on Fooly Cooly before, but look, is it shoegaze or grunge that is a 4.92?
4.72.
That's
that
grunge.
Grunge, and then shoegaze, which is the more current one, has a current
That's happening
score.
right now. Yeah.
6.19. So
No, it's finished. It's only 3 episodes. Yeah, Fooly Cooly has historically been only like a max, because original Fooly Cooly was an OVA of only 6 episodes.
yes. Oh, and then it's 3-3. Okay, I get it. So it's kind of like,
so they're just known to do like just like one shots, essentially just get everything out of the door, and then everyone just consumes it. And ever since the original Fooly Cooly, everything has just been atrocious.
So I think Will and I has made our points of how we think about the OG Fooly Cooly, the 6-episode OVA.
It's good for the right people. It's just not for us. We're clearly not the right people.
And I will also be on the side of and support of the stance that Fooly Cooly is very pivotal.
Yeah.
Sorry, my speech impediment is coming in because I'm slightly inebriated. Of being a cornerstone, the foundation of anime production and the quirkiness of the show. Because I think it's a very important show historically. And I think, Will, you would agree, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like there are definitely anitubers and bloggers that have a special place for Fooly Cooly.
So why, for Will and I, having Fooly Cooly, grunge, and shoegaze as the most disappointing, at least from my perspective, is I wanted it to succeed. I honestly do, and this is no word of a lie, dear listeners of GAP. I wanted to succeed because even though it's not for me, the medium of anime is something that I will always advocate for. And if people have been clamoring for more Fooly Cooly, and for it to kind of fall so flat and be disappointed by a lot of people, for even the CEO, is it the CEO? One of the main dudes in Adult Swim to be like, yeah, bro, we're done. You know what I mean? To have them say that is such a sad, tragic thing. And for all of the reception to be this poor for Fooly Cooly is something that I feel like it just sucks. Because as much as I don't vibe with Fooly Cooly, I want it to succeed such that I might be surprised, and then I might check out Fooly Cooly, shoegaze, or grunge, and then maybe go back to Fooly Cooly and be like, maybe I should give it a third or fourth shot,
Yeah.
So sad because even the fans were like, nah, bro.
Yeah, just to give a little color on this is actually a tweet that came out from Jason DeMarco, who's the Senior Vice President in Anime and Action Series Department from Warner Brothers.
Yeah, not Jason Fung. I just want to be clear.
Jason DeMarco. Basically saying that like you're happy with what we've done, but we won't be making any more. So that's it. I think we're done ragging on Fooly Cooly now, and let's move into some happier pastures, some nicer pastures. We're going to be talking about the best surprise/discovery of season 6. I've only got one winner.
Let's hear it.
The Masterful Cat is depressed again.
That's my winner.
Because Jesus Christ, you look at we looked at the poster for it on my anime list. We might have seen like a trailer. It's just like this. What is this? It's just a anthropomorphic like cat that doesn't talk. What's so good about this? And we watched it, and it's like, oh, this is
It's Gohan's? Is Studio Gohan's? Are you kidding me? It's like kind of shit studio, right? I mean, actually, I don't want to say shit studio. Kind of a studio that is not very well known for a lot of crazy good works.
You know what? It kind of gives me Katara Lives Alone vibes.
You know what it reminds me of? The Fox Senku. You know, like the lolly girl that also takes care of an office dude.
Oh, the helpful Fox Senko-san.
Yes. And it reminded me of that, at least when I looked at the poster and I looked at the trailer. I was ready to be like, Will, we shouldn't spend any time on this other than to rag on it. And I was proven wrong. And it's one of those things where, like, we give credit where credit's due. It's fantastic discovery and surprise. So I also agree it is my winner as well. So my runner-up is very unsurprising. It's 100 Girlfriends, mainly because I was surprised by it. I don't think...
No, because when we were talking about it during our ASAP, we were kind of like hesitant to be like, this is something that's going to work out because of the way that the comedy was planned out from panel to panel.
And then you have Bibri Animation Studio.
Which was already like, look, we're just backing this with stats. They were not good in 2022.
And I think not only were we like pleasantly surprised, I think a lot of people, I mean, yeah, it's not an 8 anymore. It's now like a 7.85. I don't give a fuck because that score is still extremely respectable and irregardless of the premise, right? Convincing someone that that premise is something that would work in any medium other than anime is atrocious to me because I don't think it would work in any other medium except for anime, manga, light novels, you know, and so on and so forth. So for it to kind of be very successful, at least from a metric standpoint, is fantastic.
Yeah. We're closing in on the hour mark, so then we should probably just... Yeah. We're not going to breeze through. We're just going to keep things moving along.
I mean, okay, I will say my honorable mention.
Oh, yeah, you do have one. Okay.
Shangri-La Frontier.
You did watch it.
I think it is a show that I underestimated in terms of how good it looks.
Do you have any regrets on not talking about it for ASAP?
A lot.
Okay. Fair enough.
It was our finalist, and I regretted not doing it.
Was it 100 Girlfriends that took its place?
Yes.
Like, hey, I mean, now that you put it in, you know, the best discovery together, like, hey, look, don't feel too bad. We move on now to the best, quote unquote, anime and manga that we have yet to get to. I have one outright winner for this.
I have a problem with this category, but I'll hear your winner first.
Bleach. 1,000-Year Blood War. Now, a lot of fans have been waiting 15 years for Bleach to come back because it kind of ended on a really sour note, especially with like discrepancies from like the mangaka and the fans and whatnot, how the quality started dipping because it just kept on like, you know, changing the power leveling and whatnot.
And the publisher too.
Yeah, there was a lot of kerfuffles going on. But the last 2 seasons of 1,000-Year Blood War have been phenomenal. The first one was like a 9.03. The second one is a high 8.73. Yeah, so it's definitely widely like received like well. The thing is, both Jason and I read and watched Bleach like 20 years ago.
And I think that same point carries through, right? As in, a lot of people were nostalgic. They want to see that journey reach its logical endpoint.
But we didn't want to see it play out the way that it was already being played out 20 years ago, where it's like we were clearly seeing shit was not going well because things got stale. Things were not innovative anymore. We were just seeing the same shit, but in a different skin. And we were just afraid that like we were just reaching that point where, you know, shonen action like just burns you out because how else are you going to maintain that high octane interest in a shonen action but to add more power leveling into it? And I guess we've been proved massively wrong. These have been the best performing anime seasons throughout this year.
Yeah. So my problem with this category is I had way too much. Of course, Jason, listen, this is the 6th finale. You've always had this problem. Will, you can obviously say that as well.
Yeah. So how are you going to fix this? How are you going to, you know, crunch everything together, or are you going to be a little more ruthless and cut things out?
Well, I am just going to say all 6 of them, but it's actually going to be super quick. My honorable mention is the season 2s of JJK and Jobless Reincarnation.
Okay, that's like a given.
Yeah, that's a given, right? That's why it's honorable mention. My runner-up is also a given because it's Zom 100 and A Lull in the Sea, because you have been saying nonstop praises about Lull in the Sea to the point where I need to get to it. And Zom 100 because I'm waiting for the production delays, and also because it looks fucking fantastic. It's a no-brainer. So that's why those 4 are out the door ready to go. My winner is 2 movies.
Okay.
The Boy and
the Heron.
Yep. Because
the score is not doing too well at the moment.
I know, but it's Miyazaki's last showing before he quote unquote retires again, and I think this time for good.
We talked about the Ghibli debacle and all, not the debacle, but just the Ghibli development.
Yeah, the changing of the guards, right? But probably of my winner,
Slam dunk.
Inuo.
Okay.
Masaki Yuasa, a director that both of us adore. I think you adore more than I do, but one that I appreciate nonetheless. It is something that I think both of us should just sit down together and watch at some point. It's available online for streaming, on like Apple TV or something.
Yeah.
Or Amazon. We need to watch it.
I have one actually honorable mention. Not even a runner-up, but it's a bit more personal for me.
Yeah.
I need to get around to watching Link Click, because season 2 came out and it's doing really, really well.
Yeah.
Still doing really, really well.
Isn't it on our cleanup pick? Or was it on the last one?
I don't know, but either way, you watched a little bit of it and you liked it enough to watch it, but you were just a little bit like, Chinese, Japanese, English, like how am I going to manage all these languages, like these subs and dubs and whatnot.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird, but only for someone in my position or your position, right?
Yep. We'll move on now to the favorite or most important news story from season 6. I have one outright because it is possibly the most important one in my opinion. And I'm going to just say it right now.
Yep.
Manga Plus launches subscription service, which actually benefits everyone.
Yo, okay. It didn't make my cut.
But you probably would have put it in there because come on, man. We already talked about how manga reading has always been expensive for people. If you went through Bookwalker, if you bought paperback, hardback, if you just had online subscriptions back then, were awful. You could either read a little bit for free and then you had to cool down and you come back again, or you could just read some chapters but you can never go back to it again, right? You read one, done. You can't reread whatever you've read before. Or there were some limited series that give you 3 chapters, nothing in between, and then the latest 3. So then how are you going to be able to read whatever's in between? Now with the new Manga Plus subscription service, that's all changed and it is very cheap in comparison to like a lot of other subscription services people use.
I have it.
Yeah, so there you go.
I have
right?
the deluxe plan. It's great.
So, yeah. Now, it seemed like I've caught you by surprise because it wasn't on yours, so you must have had some other news stories that really just, blew the door off the frame.
I have a runner-up and a winner, but technically they're both winners in different regards.
Right.
Pick one. My winner, actual winner, is Studio Ghibli being bought out by NTV.
Is that?
I think it's an extremely...
It's important.
Important.
Yes.
So that's why we say favorite and important, because this is an extremely monumental moment where probably the most famous anime studio in terms of legacy and critical acclaim. I mean, they won a fucking Academy Award, bro. What other anime can do that?
Yeah, well, we talked about, like, the legitimacy, not legitimacy, but like the effect it actually has. But again,
and then you talk about Hayao Miyazaki and Goro Miyazaki and that whole saga. It is such a conflicting thing, especially when you consider both of us, Will, we're of Asian descent, and there's, again, stereotypes with kind of Asian parents and legacy and whatnot. And then when you factor in Japan, how they treat tradition and legacy.
It's a very big deal.
It is such a pressurized situation. So we've talked about it endlessly, but that is my quote-unquote winner. But my runner-up / like for fun winner is probably the most favorite absurd news story season 6. Wit Studio doing a Suicide Squad isekai is the dumbest news story, but my favorite news story of season 6.
I am absolutely excited for that. I'm actually cautiously excited because
I'm cautiously excited
you know
too.
how this shit could go, right?
I mean, you saw Ninja Batman. I saw Ninja Batman, and you liked it.
I love it.
Liked it.
You were like, Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I gave it a 7 or an 8, but I was like, all right, I get it. And I think a lot of people did not vibe with it, right? But irregardless, the funniest thing is, okay, you doing a Suicide Squad anime, not the craziest absurd thing ever. Add in the fucking isekai, and then fucking go, yo, you know the studio that did season 1 of Ancient Magus' Bride? Guess what? Fucking, let's release a trailer of a dragon fucking flying, and then have a car with Joker and Harley Quinn with holding like a giant ass hammer with Studio Squad Isekai. Suicide Squad Isekai. Like, what the fuck is that? It's just anime as fuck. I love it.
Yeah. We now move on to the favorite moment of season 6 of the podcast. Now,
Only one winner for me, and it's extremely easy, and I think we have the same one.
Possibly. What is it for you?
You beating my streak for a seasonal bet.
That wasn't even mine, actually.
Fuck.
No.
Okay, then give me the moment to kind of shower praise for you.
Oh, okay.
Because I just think like seasonal bets is kind of this fun thing that we do on
I'm
the
not
side.
doing very well right now, by the way. So, yeah.
That is fair, right? But like I just think that like you destroying my win streak is just like really awesome. Like honestly.
It's the biggest David Goliath underdog story that's happened because to be fair though, season 5, the previous seasonal bet was so close. It was it was like 0.02.
I mean, I can check right now, but yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so I appreciate the praise and the recognition.
I mean, that's why we're having whiskey right now, bro.
Well, for me, it was season 5. My favorite moment was the fact that we reached 50 regular episodes. This year, we have now officially released over 100 episodes across our regular episodes, our After Darks, as well as our bits and pieces. Now, spoiler alert, we got some more new content coming up, so we could easily be pushing 200 and beyond. But no, I think like it's just a lot of. It's been a long journey for what we've been like actually trying to achieve with the GAP.
Cheers to that.
We never planned for this to go this long. Not to say that we were thinking this was going to end anytime soon, but it's like for a while we were like looking into like our schedules, looking into the workload that we had, and just trying to figure out like what direction we were trying to go. Because there were certain things that weren't really going well. There were certain things that were working, but then we didn't know how to recreate it. And I think we've kind of gotten to a point now where we found that sweet spot.
Yeah, and we're comfortable too.
We're finding a good spot where like we continue to produce good content. At least in our opinion, we think it's good. And also we manage our workloads so we're not burning each other out. But at the same time, like. Look, like just talking about anime is fun as fuck. So cheers to you all for listening to over 100 episodes of the Good Anime Palette podcast.
And cheers to you, Will.
Cheers to you, Jason. There's gonna be many, many more episodes, not drinks.
Oh yeah, I feel like I'm feeling it, bro.
Yeah. Moving on swiftly now. Yeah. No, I watered it down a little bit with some soda water. Now. I think we can kind of get through these next two quite quickly because it's not going to be like any surprise as to who we have as the best anime of season 6 as well as the best manga of season 6. Now, just because we didn't have... Oh, you might have noticed that because we've been doing the anime series adaptation primer series, we no longer actually have a manga that hella needs an adaptation award.
Because we're going to do that for the ASAP,
yes.
Right?
But we are still going to give recognition to what we believe, in our opinions, is the best manga from season 6. So
I
starting
actually
off
just have a winner and runner-up.
Should we do manga first or anime first?
Let's always do manga first. I think anime...
let's switch it then. Let's do manga first then.
Yeah.
Witch Hat Atelier for me.
Oh, for me, the winner is Witch and the Beast.
It was really close.
I understand.
Both are really good. But the
really
thing is, like, here's my thing with Witch Hat Atelier. It made me feel so bubbly watching it. It made me feel like I was insignificant, but also like part of this journey where this young girl who discovered something immense and immeasurable and just had no idea what she was getting herself into. Like just that 2-page centerfold of that moment. I'm not saying it because it's a spoiler, but that moment in Witch Atelier, shit, I hadn't had that feeling since reading Parasite the Maxim. Like Parasite, the Maxim is the anime, but
yeah.
Jesus Christ, like it just made me feel like I fucking love shonen again. Would you consider it a shonen?
I mean, I don't think it will be a seinen, so I think by default it would be a shonen.
It gave me that feeling of like, holy fuck, I am a kid. I am getting that bubbly feeling of I am ready to embark on this action adventure once again.
So the reason why Witch Hat Atelier didn't win, but it was Witch and the Beast, is because I think
Witch and the Beast was also fucking amazing too.
And I think from my perspective, it's because it's seinen, it's dark, it's gritty. It tackles magic in such a way that it is very real to me. I mean, it is very real in the setting as well. It's very grounded.
Grim.
And
very grim.
It's just fucked up because we don't get a lot of really messed up, fucked up stuff and have it not be like gore fest or bucket loads of blood.
We talked about it before on a BP where we're talking about generational genres of anime, and like what you wanted was essentially to have more seinen come to the forefront. Now we know there's obviously some logistical issues, some ratings, and generally it's not that easy to syndicate a seinen adaptation of a manga. But I'm glad that this one got an adaptation.
I mean, it's literally coming out in a couple of weeks. Actually, maybe like 6 weeks. But
depends on when you're listening to this.
It depends on when you're listening to this.
But like, that is also an amazing choice.
But my runner-up is reliving probably my favorite long-running series of all time, the Bakemonogatari manga series by Oh Great. I think Oh Great, the mangaka who did Air Gear, adds a level of characterization, the use of black and white. We talk about in manga like toning and inking and coloring. But in this case, it's just black and white, and have it be so gorgeous. Reliving the Monogatari series in manga form to me adds that extra layer of just nostalgia, actually, that I think is just very good. And I think if you are a fan of the series, and I think if you're listening to this, you probably either know it or are a fan of the series, don't miss out on the manga.
And there you have it. That is the first half of our GAP Season 6 Finale Awards.
What about Best Anime?
Oh, wait, shit. I forgot about that one. Okay.
We're wasted.
Yeah, no, because usually we do anime and then manga, but we're going to switch it. We'll change it going forward. That we'll do manga first and then anime. Straight up simple. Along the Sea. Nothing gave me that kind of feeling where I was just watching an anime and actually enjoying the journey throughout, even during the lulls. Right, like I said, ebb and flow. Like it just carried me throughout. I was really impressed by the animation, the character interactions. Were it just made me feel like watching this was real as fuck, despite being an anime.
The premise not being real as fuck.
No, not at all. Right. But it hit a lot of hard truths for me. It hit home really, really well, and made me feel like, you know what, like this is an anime that may not be for everyone, but if it is, you are not going to miss out. You are going to enjoy the shit out of watching this.
My best anime from Season 6 runner-up is Frieren Beyond Journey's End. Very simple explanation. I've already said that it's an outstanding anime, outstanding manga as well, produced perfectly by Studio Madhouse, and it's going to be it's going to be 2 cours. If not, and then maybe like a Season 2 or whatever, it's going to be great. My winner, unsurprisingly, is also a very good anime, but it's only 8 episodes, 1 hour each, is Pluto. Both, I think the fact that Frieren Beyond Journey's End is for the new school of anime, quote unquote, the return of the old school retro, slow pace anime of Pluto is so rare nowadays, and for it to be done so well, is something that I don't think we get a lot nowadays as is, of a slow-paced retro-ass anime, and for it to look gorgeous. And then for it to kind of caught me off guard, especially after the production hell, the development hell that Pluto had to go through to get to this point, is, I think, a monumental achievement for Netflix and Studio M2. So it is my unequivocally best anime for Season 6 of GAP.
Cool. Now we can officially go on a break.
I need to take the biggest piss ever, bro.
All right. Well, I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to basically finish this right now, and then we'll come back in a few seconds with
for the dumb shit.
We'll be right back.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the second half of the Season 6 finale of the Good Anime Palette podcast, also known as episode number 72. I sobered up slightly, still a little bit inebriated. Will is enjoying his drink over there, and now we will go headfirst into, our stupidish awards. But Will, what's up?
Yeah, I just actually second-guessed myself. I thought like this was going to be enough for me. I actually might need to pour myself a little more alcohol, but we have time throughout the second half of this
you can have my drink.
It's okay. I think I'm going to...
I don't have cooties, I swear.
I see a little frothing going over there. I'm wondering what's going on over there.
You poured the drink.
I'm trying to wonder what happened. I poured equal parts whiskey and soda.
But equal parts... Just like how one side of the coin is the serious-ish awards, now comes the second half, the other side of the coin, the dumbass, stupidish awards that we actually have a lot of good time going over. So, again, no need for definitions or disclaimers. It's all on our website. Let's go. Will.
We are going into these whose head would you pat, whose hand would you hold, and whose body would you hit with a truck? Would you go first, or shall I go first?
I think you need to go first.
Yeah, because I did mention off air that some things that happened in the first half of this recording has now made me second guess how I'm going to be going over the second half of this recording. So, my selections are Mao Mao from the Apothecary Diaries, Fierin from Fierin, and Nano AI from 100 Girlfriends. It was originally Shizuka, the library girl.
That's your waifu for 100 Girlfriends.
Shut up.
Okay, let me think about it for a sec. So, Fierin, Nano, and Mao Mao, right? I would hit Nano with a truck because AI fucked that shit.
Okay, all right.
She's a waifu, but among other waifus, not going to make the cut.
So it would have been the same had I put Shizuka in there.
Probably,
okay.
Yeah. I would...
Now, this is important. Whose hand are you going to hold and whose hand are you going to pat? Because, look, Mao Mao's cool, but so's Fierin. Both have troubled pasts.
I would head pat Mao Mao.
Fair.
Because, listen... She's extremely reliable, dependable, smart, and that's what you need to handhold when you handhold with someone. You need trust.
Are you handholding or head patting her?
Sorry, handhold.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I might have misspoke.
Yeah.
So, just so that we're clear, Nano, game over with a truck. Mao Mao, for life. Handhold. Head pat, Fierin. Because...
But Fierin's lived through everything. She's seen everything beyond you've even imagined.
And I don't need that kind of pressure.
Okay,
I don't need that kind of baggage.
It is gonna suck too. Imagine like you manage to shack up with an elf, and you're like, "Yo, I've lived a wonderful life." She's like, "You've only been a second in my hourglass."
Yeah.
Like, whoa, fuck.
Like, Jesus Christ, Fierin. Wasn't that date that we had great? It was like, I mean,
I've had 1,000 dates in the last week. You know?
Yeah, I mean, like 300 years ago. That date was pretty dope, and I'll be like, fuck. Baggage of several hundred years versus, baggage of, like, let's say maybe at most 30 years for either of us. It's a pretty tall order. So that is my head pat handhold truck. All right, well.
All right, bring it on me.
I need to give you a slight backstory. Did you know, Will, that for fall 2023, there was a lot of outstanding anime. Is that correct?
Yep.
Did you know that there is one anime that we have mentioned off air that is currently not been mentioned pretty much at all?
Goblin Slayer.
No, because we mentioned that before.
Yeah. All right, which one?
Probably one of the best animes of all time. I mean this ironically. Do you remember Hypnosis Mike?
Oh, yes.
Did you know that there is an anime?
A second season?
A second season?
Yeah.
It is called Hypnosis Mike, Division Rap Battle, Rhyme Anima Plus.
Yeah.
So I thought, what better way to celebrate this momentous occasion by having you pick whose head would you pat, whose hand would you hold, and who would you truck by 3 of the gorgeous boys from the main cast.
But there's more than 3. They're all
There's
gorgeous.
more than 3. Don't worry. I have chosen 3 for you.
Okay.
And I have a screen here for you.
I also have it loaded up too.
Don't worry, because I will tell you.
Double vision, sure. I'll have
Perfect.
both, yeah.
You have, first, Dice, Dead or Alive, Arisugawa, who is from the Shibuya division. July 7th birthday. Solo song. What do you... I don't even know how to pronounce it.
337 or whatever it
11.
is. I mean, quote of...
His
their
quote, his mantra is, live the life you live.
No, love the life you live.
The love. Fucking.
Live the life you love.
Yeah. So that is our first contender. Okay. Then, of course, we have probably the most famous one out of favorites on my anime list is Ramuda Easy R with a capital R, Amemura. Nicknamed Easy R, also from Shibuya, February 14th birthday, Valentine's Day. Solo song, Drops. What the fuck that is?
And their mantra?
Oh my god.
Optimists see the donut, pessimists see the hole.
What a fucking fantastic mantra to live by, Will.
Gotta love Ramuda-san.
Now, Will, maybe you don't like the pretty, happy-go-lucky boy. You don't like the bad boy. But what if we just go by the straight-edge boy, Gentaro Phantom Umeno, also from Shibuya. And it's a joke, get it? His birthday's on April 1st.
Scenario Liar is their solo song, which
Yep.
makes sense as they were born April 1st.
Exactly. But the quote, what do you want meaning for? Life is desire, not meaning.
Give me the truck for Dice Arisugawa. Give me the hand. It has to be the hand for Ramuda Amemura because I love me some pink-haired guys, man. I'm sorry. It's the pink hair.
Yo!
Were you thinking I was going to go for Gentaro?
What? For
holding hands?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Because he's the steady one.
To be fair, if I wanted steady, I would have gone with Jakurai.
No, because Easy R is easy, bro.
Yeah, but Jakurai Jinjuji, his mantra is to serve humanity. So he can serve me. That's what I was just like. Look, it was hard to pick those 3 out of like the solo because you actually look at the page for Hypnosis Mike. They're all main characters. There's no supporting.
Yeah,
cast.
there's no supporting characters. So I literally picked like the top 3, and I was I think out of the 5, I picked the top 3.
Yeah,
and I was just like,
I gotta go to Ramuda. Ramuda's the one.
And you're gonna head pat Phantom.
Yeah, because they were like life is desire, and I just desire to pat your head. That's as far as it'll go. Nothing else. Plus, they're a joke. So, yeah.
Damn. All right.
Moving on to the ELI5 Award, or Explain Like I'm 5. For the most part, all of these will just have one winner. That's it. No runner-up, no honorable mentions. I don't know how it is for you, but I think this time around you can go first. Because you may have a runner-up for this one.
Will, can you explain to me why I can't think of a winner or runner-up for this award?
Nothing? Really?
Nothing.
Wow.
Because there were so many questions that I could have asked. And unfortunately, I was unlucky. And I just wasn't alive to be able to tell you that the real ELI5 winner goes to why in the fuck do people care that much about Undead Unluck?
Really?
That is the real
you really
ELI5.
need to know the answer to that? It's because it's titties and violence. That's what it is.
Yeah, I know. I just don't understand it. Like, I really don't. Like, of all of the other options that are out there of the boobs, the TNA, of all of the violence that is also out there, why settle for Undead Unluck? That is like my personal stance, my personal question. Explain it to me why this mixture, this hybrid of this show, Undead Unluck, and I watched it too, is something that stands out to a lot of people, like a massive amount of people. I just don't get it.
Look, it's not hard to see why people will like it. It's more asking those people why.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other stuff out there that has the titties, has the action, but it does it a little more tastefully. Whereas this is just kind of lazy. It's just like, oh, squeeze some boobs and I get lucky. That's literally the mantra of the show.
Yo, I'm a degenerate and I'm here to tell you all about it. No problem, bro.
I got one for you for the ELI5.
Yep.
How the hell is Arknight's doing so well? We've talked about like adaptations of stuff. Like, look, anime adaptations of video games tend to be okay, if not bad. Like I've trolled the fuck out of Nier Automata. We've seen like I think like Tales of like Rise Atelier for what it was called. I think yeah. Ryza.
Yeah, it's a long-running JRPG series.
But
yes.
it's like low sevens all the time. So why the hell is Arknight's doing so freaking well?
And by freaking well, you mean the 7.56.
I think the latest season's like a 7.7.
7.56.
Okay, yeah, but it's still good. The previous season was also really good too. You watched it. You're like, this is surprisingly kind of. So I need you to explain to me.
7.10.
It grew, right? 0.4. It
now used to be an 8, by the way.
So you gotta explain to me, Jason, what the hell's up with Arknights? Why is it that like of all video game adaptations into anime, this is the one that people are vibing with?
I can explain it to you real.
Tower defense?
Okay. The first thing is for real, Yoastar actually did an extremely good job with the production in terms of its look and the quality and the Sagoka moments. So production, everything, voice cast, music, everything is done extremely top notch. The second thing is also because it's tower defense, you can kind of have a lot of liberty with the way the plot progresses and have it still have the essence of a tower defense, but still be a decent show. I think Doll's Frontline is another tower defense kind of game that had an anime that actually fell flat on its face. And I think it's because they leaned in too much on the tower defense thing and not kind of rolled with, the source characters that everyone loves and was just so heavy-handed in the way of it. By the way, it's a video game. That's my opinion.
I still don't think it's enough for me to get into it. I don't know. But clearly it's working for a lot of people.
And it's working for me.
Yeah. So moving on to the Fuwafuwaru, or the most comfy anime of season 6. And I gotta be honest, I actually don't have anything for this award. Like, no joke whatsoever. Like, just looking at what we had in fall as well as in summer, along with what backlogs we've watched, there wasn't actually a whole lot that I felt like properly encapsulated what it was to be Fuwafuwa. So it was actually like it didn't do the award justice if I just picked something that had those kinds of traits or some characters that are on the fluffy side. And so call it a cop out, but I decided to leave this award unfortunately empty.
Fair. My runner up fall 2023 seasonal anime for Fuwafuwaru goes to My New Boss's Goofy. Because in a world where the typical Japanese salaryman, is kind of being pinned down by the man, the boss, the manager, sometimes it's a breath of fresh air when your boss is just innocently trying to do good, care about his colleagues.
Aloof as fuck.
And it's just aloof as fuck. And it's kind of cute. Is there maybe some, boy love shipping by a lot of people? I can see where you're coming from if you think that way, because almost everyone there are all dudes. But don't get it twisted. It's just a chill time between bros, and just happens to be one of them is your boss, who's just kind of like like a very wholesome idiot.
Right, but this is just your runner-up, though.
Yeah,
So who or what is the winner?
because fur and fluff. Whenever I'm depressed, that's all I need. So the
Fur?
masterful cat is depressed again today.
Would you consider that to be Fuwafuwa?
Absolutely.
Oh,
When you come
I guess
home,
it depends on how you stretch that definition.
when you come home, first of all, it's literal because fluffy fur cat.
I think I took more of like the IRL implications of like this is like what it means to live and work in a modern society, and then just coming home and just trying to decompress as much as possible. So I can see the comfy aspect of it.
And then when you go home, when you arrive home after a late night at work, when you're working overtime and overtime and overtime, it's coincidentally that both of these shows involve office ladies or office dudes. You get someone who cooks, takes care of all the groceries, of all of, the chores around the house, such that you don't need to worry. And you have awesome food prepared for you, hot, piping ready.
Yeah, I guess this is not fair to say, but if that were the situation I were in, I'd rather have a dragon maid.
Well, yeah, but a
Yeah,
Dragon
again,
Maid wasn't in season 6.
Not fair either.
Of GAP.
I think it's also just the fact that I'm coming down from the high of Skip and Loafer.
Yeah.
And also, we're getting ready to go into Eurocamp season 3, so it's
I'll be honest, I thought you would put Skip and Loafer here because you technically...
it would have counted as a backlog, but because
Yeah.
I already gave it the award for Fluffy
Yeah.
and also Anime of the Season for last year,
Yeah.
it just did not seem fair
Yeah.
to rehash it. you
Yeah,
know?
because we kind of had like our own kind of in-house rule of unless if it really warrants it to not have repeats as much as possible.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there is a repeat for me for the Prison of Eternity and Cruelty Award because it has to go to Frieren.
Really?
Dude, watching Frieren go on her journey from beginning to end and just seeing everybody just come and go, and all she's doing is just living her life. But apparently, her life itself is, not all that significant when everybody else around her, just doesn't live up to however long she lives.
And it's also a sad existence too, right?
It is cruel, it's cold.
And it's eternal within the span of like humans, right? Because that's like the whole premise of the show. It's she outlives everyone, so it's kind of like eternal in a way, right?
So don't take whatever we say as spoilers. We've already went this over with our ASAP. Y'all already watched the 2-hour premiere. You know what the fuck is up.
Also, it's like the plot summary.
It's
so,
literally like the plot summary.
yeah. So don't at us, guys.
What's your prison for this season?
They're both mangas. The
Interesting.
winner is the Witch and the Beast.
yeah.
Makes sense, right? I don't need to harp on that. But my runner-up surprisingly came up very recently. Has only like about 12 to 13 chapters.
So barely a volume.
Wild Strawberry.
You mentioned that in episode 69.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And it is...
I only knew because I looked at it earlier.
Oh, really? Yeah. So it is a manga that is very... It reminded me of like The Last of Us 2 or like, wait, what is that Mark Wahlberg movie with M. Night Shyamalan?
Oh, what?
About like Mother Nature, remember?
Old?
Mm.
Is that the one?
No.
Oh, okay,
no.
because the one I was thinking of, like the M. Night Shyamalan movie was the one where they go to an island and all of a sudden people start getting old and all that.
No.
The Happening.
Yeah, The Happening. Mark Wahlberg, right? So I'm not going to say anything about those movies, but other than to say that Wild Strawberry is an extremely odd selection of...
Well, it's also a very odd selection of a cast too. It's Mark Wahlberg, Zoe Deschanel, John Leguizamo, and Betty Buckley. Like this is a very weird mix of people that you would probably have expected from an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah, but its relevance to Wild Strawberry is actually quite solid, and I happened to come upon Wild Strawberry, and I was pleasantly surprised by kind of how it reminds me of Parasite and Tokyo Ghoul, Chainsaw Man, and have it be about plants. And that's fucked up, actually, when you think about it.
Yeah.
And I think sooner or later, this is probably going to get some sort of recognition once it has enough chapters to its name. It's only a matter of time. And it is edgy as fuck, cruel as fuck, and it is my runner-up.
On to the next award, which is the Thinking Man Award. I've got a outright winner for this one. No runner-up, no honorable mentions. How about on your side?
I have a runner-up and a winner, but I've mentioned it endlessly, so it's actually going to be very fast and loose. So what about you?
For both, right?
Yep.
Well, why don't we hear them fast and loose?
Runner-up is Fieren, winner is Pluto, because it just really elicits a lot of thought when you're trying to piece together how AI integrates into a fictional world and then relate that to modern society with, the recent emergence of AIs and technology automation.
And on the other side, thinking about if you are able to live through thousands of lifetimes, how the hell do you manage to get your shit together?
Yeah, I mean, we have seen that, or like you are an emotionless robot in many ways, trying to find emotion and meaning in life itself when you don't see that in the beginning. Things like Makia, I think, is very similar in that sense. The trope of your lifespan is so much longer than everyone else.
It was a good movie. Very good movie. I like that a lot.
I love that kind of motif.
My Thinking Man Award is quite literal. It's a 100 girlfriends.
Oh, bro. I got you. I understand.
As a thinking man.
Yep. As a dude,
you gotta really think. You would have thought. You could have thunk.
I thunk.
Yeah. How the hell does anybody manage? Look, I have friends.
Hold the fucking phone.
I don't have 100 friends.
I mean, you probably have 100 friends, just not very. If you consider like very superficial, and I'm not trying to
acquaintances, basically.
Yeah,
right?
acquaintances.
But I don't count those as well. Okay, whoever's listening, if you think I'm a friend, yes, you are a friend. But you'll never know, I suppose. But like, legitimately, like, how do you have the time as well as the mental and emotional bandwidth to balance 100 relationships in one go and have all of them sync up and believe what you're doing is good for them without knowing the actual truth behind why you need to acquire 100 girlfriends?
I just don't understand, Will, how if you grab 100 people, any 100 people, and put them in a room or in a society or in like a country, right? And have them all get along with each other and not either have factions or like...
Look at it this way. If you asked 100 people to give you $1, would all of them give you $1?
You have to be really lucky. I'll just put it that way.
This person is asking 100 females to be his girlfriend and also coexist under this harem umbrella, thinking that this is good for them. That is insane. That is maniacal. But the Matt Lad did it.
Hey.
Or at least he's doing it because it's not finished yet, right?
Not even close, bro. I think he's like...
On the girlfriend 20-something, 30-something?
I think he's like a third or a fourth of the way there, bro.
It's a long way.
It's a long way to go.
We're just going to get on the shit award real fast because mine is plain and simple. It's fucking Bleach. Like, we've harped about it enough already, but I don't think that's your award.
That is not my award.
Yeah.
My runner-up for Get On That Shit award goes to the emerging meta of multi-releases / long premieres. I really like that kind of approach.
Okay.
I think having off the get-go a bunch of stuff to consume is just doesn't leave me hanging. I have to wait a week. It gives me enough time to consume whatever, like hour and a half or 2 hours. Also gives more breathing room for the director.
Does this multimedia release or multi-episode release also factor in perhaps maybe like Zom 100 with their anime and live-action adaptations coming at the same time?
No, it doesn't. I think that is like an instance of it cannibalizing itself, potentially.
I don't know. I mean, it's for two different audiences, right?
True.
Live-action and anime.
Yeah, so I guess because I'm biased, right?
But you can also take that as a win in the end, too, because it's like whether or not like it ends up cannibalizing itself, it's still for the product. And
yes.
Which, first and foremost, is a manga. So
absolutely, like if that's the way to get someone on board and I don't like the anime, or I don't want to watch anime, I don't watch anime, and to get, okay, then here's the live action right now.
And if you don't like that, well, then read the manga.
Yeah. So I think, yes, it's always, in that sense,
But
a win.
this particular scenario doesn't fall under why you have this multi-episode, multimedia release segment for this award, right?
But I get it, yeah. So that's the runner-up. My winner is, unfortunately, strictly for Will, Akane Banashi.
You've been reading it?
Yeah, I have.
And you've been enjoying it?
Yeah. I've been resisting. I've even said on the podcast, I've been resisting to talk about it because I know you want to read it. So that's it.
I will read it when they finally announce they're adapting it for it now. That's too much. I'll try. I will try to get on to reading it, but what I won't try is to force a segue because I'm not very good at those. We're just gonna go straight into the next award, which is the Curiosity Killed Neko-Chan, or just some shit that we are fucking curious about and we want to check out. My one is kind of like obscure, but you and I have talked at length about it.
Okay. Do you want me to go first then? Because
Yeah,
my
go right,
runner-up
yeah.
and winner is extremely dead simple. My runner-up is Undead Unluck. Because, bro, just go back, figure it out to make it some way that I can, and I'm being selfish here, that I can appreciate. Because there is something there that clearly is not vibing with me, but is vibing with a lot of people. That's why it's the runner-up and not the winner. My winner, though, is the Genes of AI. Because, listen, I don't think the premise of Genes of AI is bad. It's typical. It's very standard practice. But figure it out. Go back to the drawing board. Do something. Anything to, like, capture, at least my attention. And maybe I'm being very selfish in saying that, but that's the only thing that I can really say about the Genes of AI is, like, do it again.
My winner for this award, Curiosity Killed Neko-Chan, is a series that's currently airing right now in fall. Produced by Geek Toys in conjunction with Comptown, Miggy and Dolly. You and I have seen trailers, posters, PVs, teasers, and you and I still have no idea what the fuck this is. But, despite it having 37,000 members, which is still considerable,
It's good.
7.15. That's high enough for me to think, wow, this actually was not absolute trash.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something going on here. Now, whether or not I actually enjoy watching it, that's to be seen. Because A, I don't know if I'm going to watch it. And B, I don't know if I will like it if I watched it. But there must be something about this series that gives it a 7. Because, look, by definition on my anime list, 7 means good. So, if it's good enough for a lot of people, maybe it'll be good enough for me. I don't know. We'll have to see if curiosity will kill me. I think that's it for that one. Moving on to the next award, which is the Undo of Healer. Straight up for me, Gene of AI. Y'all gotta just bring this back, write a better story. Doesn't have to be innovative. You don't have to add new fucking philosophies into this shit. Just redo it. Madhouse, y'all done really well with Fierin. I think if you had a chance, you will go back to the drawing board and do Gene of AI all over again. Because, goddamn, what you came out with back in summer was awful.
So, this Genes of AI, when we talked about literally the preceding award, Curiosity Killed Neko-Chan, I also said the words "go back to the drawing board" because it's also on the Undo of Healer award, but it's only the runner-up.
What was the winner?
The winner is online manga platforms. Fucking K-Manga, Manga Up. You have a bunch of IPs. You have a bunch of digital mangas. But the execution of it on your platform is so atrocious that literally no one really wants to bother with it, including yours truly.
I mean, we covered like almost 45 minutes about how K-Manga and Manga Up have been atrocious in terms of their predatory subscription services.
Yeah. And it's not to say that Kodansha and Square Enix has bad IPs. In fact, both publishing companies have a lot of great IPs. But if you're going to have them be available, some of them exclusive on your platform, like, come on, man.
You got to give us something other than making us pay money to maybe read a manga, but you might not have enough time to read it because you have a time limit on that shit.
This is how indicative to me of how you should go back to the drawing board, because you have the resources, you have the money. I know you do, because you just do. The second thing is, I'd rather buy it on Bookwalker wholesale digitally than, pay for it through your manga app. That's how bad it is.
Plus, you have the blueprint in Manga Plus as well as, in some extent, like Azuki. Like, they're doing well. Like, you literally have
a lot better than you guys.
You have
at least
2 platforms that are actually doing well. Maybe see why it's doing well for them and make a change.
Like, the logistics of it, maybe it's more expensive if you have a subscription service than other, platforms in order to compete or earn money. That's not a problem. You have, like, weird obfuscation of currency, weird, like, lockouts. That's my problem. I'm not willing to go through bullshits, jump through hoops. I'm willing to give you money to read the manga that your platform is known for, and you still, like, decline me. That's kind of crazy to me, in my opinion.
On to the next award, then.
Yeah.
The Guys Let Me Explain award. I didn't necessarily have like a flat out winner for this because, again, there wasn't really a whole lot that like I consumed or I've at least like witnessed over the past 2 anime seasons. But I guess the easy way out for this is, guys, let me just explain why Mushoku Tensei is not just wish fulfillment, fucking slavery, rape-esque fantasy, fucking like trash, and is actually a very phenomenal series. Look, I don't have to do this. I don't have to explain myself. Just go watch Giguk, because he's already done it before.
He has?
Yes.
I'm not surprised.
He's had to basically back up why Mushoku Tensei was an amazing isekai. I think he did 2 videos just on that.
That's how much support it needed.
And it also just shows how much Giga loves Mushoku Tensei.
I like Mushoku Tensei. I haven't finished.
But you also
2.
get to see the vitriol that comes from certain camps as to like the themes that they have in the series.
I don't think it's very warranted, to be honest, comparatively to everything else that's available.
And we have Goblin Slayer airing right now. So.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, because of the hype train that Jobless Reincarnation has, it's like an easy kind of target.
And don't forget that we also had Shield Hero, which also has the same themes.
All right. Well, like, let me explain. Like, so if you have a girlfriend and then another one and then another one and then you get to 100, let me tell you why this premise and this anime and manga is actually worth your time.
Imagine going to the execs and being like, so I have a series about girlfriends. Oh, but I mean, we've got girlfriend, we got rent-a-girlfriend, we got domestic girlfriend. Why do we need more girlfriends? Okay, so
because I want all of them.
So let's see here, right? Domestic girlfriend, there are 2 girlfriends, right?
Wait, is there only just 2? Spoilers.
Well, the important ones. Really.
Okay, got it.
There's actually only really one important one, but I'm not going to go into that.
Okay.
Rent-a-girlfriend, I mean, sure, there's like 5 girls in there. You can select whoever you want. 4 or 5, whatever it is. Girlfriend, I don't know what the premise of that one is. I'm not reading Kanojo. But, well, we have 100 of them instead. Oh my god, this guy's insane. I like it. Let's do it. That's how 100 Girlfriends got greenlit for both manga and anime.
I just imagine myself, going to someone and then being like, yo, Will, Jason, Will, so, like, what is a show for fall, or what is, like, an anime-ass anime that I should check out that is just so unique and out there that no other medium can provide? And I have to explain to this person, guy or gal or anything in between, to be like, listen, the logistics of 100 Girlfriends just somehow works and is actually really funny and wholesome in many ways. It's such a tall order. And it's my unequivocal winner.
We're going to blast through the next 2 awards because I think both you and I are in full agreement.
Shall we actually group them up just for this occasion?
This is straight up, you guys are on your last chance, you pieces of shit. It is, 1, predatory production committees, and on the other side, predatory subscription services for manga online platforms. Specifically, Manga Up, and to an extent as well, K-Manga. We had a bunch of episodes already talking about, 1, anime production committees and how they can be a very broken system, especially if you are a middling or struggling anime studio. And on the other side, if you're a broke boy, broke girl, broke anything else you choose to identify as, and you want to read manga, but you can't because it is either region locked or it is behind a paywall. And when you access that paywall, you still can't access things freely.
And
because,
here's the problem. If you even have the money, you're declined entry. That's my other issue, right? Like, if you are strapped for cash, at least I'm very sympathetic because I get it. But if you even have money in fist and ready to shower it onto K-Manga or
they
Manga
don't want
Up,
it.
They don't fucking want it. Or
so why even have a service in the first place, you know?
Exactly.
You guys already have great exclusives. Like, why pull your shit from Azuki and Manga Plus, Jump Plus, and have it as exclusives on your platform when you're not going to give them out to anybody?
When you purchase a digital chapter, and then within that chapter on, like, page 8 of, like, 12 or whatever, have an ad to tell you to buy more tokens, like, bro, don't do that. I already bought the tokens to purchase that chapter. Don't do that.
And just because we're going in on the manga platforms, hey, look, anime production committees, chill the fuck out.
Oh yeah, you guys are also on watch. You're on notice.
Yeah. So I guess this comes into our final awards, which is essentially we'll call it the Jason, just the Jason.
No, they have a different name, an official name. What is the name?
I actually deleted it from here because I didn't really want to go into it, but since you pressed me on it earlier, I guess I'll have to talk about it. It's, the awards for spelling mistakes, pronunciation.
No, but what is the name of it, Will?
I actually don't have it on here anymore.
Oh, shit.
I actually removed it. Would you like to do the honors and introduce the category before I go into
the Jason Higarashi Award, given to me for the biggest error or blunder or most overused phrase that I personally have used during this podcast season.
Yeah. So there have been a lot in terms of mispronunciation of mangakas, sometimes mixing up names of anime or manga series, not knowing when to use the right tenses, or just mixing up singular and plural
English is not my first language, guys.
But the one that I think that I will always remember is not only me covering your ass by doing a re-recording of it, but also warning you ahead of time when you're doing your show notes that for an upcoming season that we actually have some new music coming in, and you still chose to mispronounce the name of Rocket Jr. by calling it Docket Jr. It might be because you're looking at your docket, but it for some reason just kept on hammering into your head. It's Docket Jr. It's Docket Jr. And then after a while, it's like, no, it's actually Rocket Jr. There were other mispronunciations and misspellings of other artists and song names, but I'll leave it at that, just at that.
And to throw myself under the bus, I just need to add an extra caveat to just how dumb that blunder was.
Because I gave you a heads up, too.
No, not only that, Will. I had the docket of the credits in front of me on my computer screen.
You were sober.
And I was fucking sober as fuck. I was completely ready and willing to say the right credits and give the right dues to these wonderful music artists in front of me, and I fucked it up. So not only you preempt me, not only is it in front of me for me to literally just read off from the screen, I somehow fucked it up that you have to do post-production. So thanks for covering my ass.
Yeah. But, I don't take pleasure out of doing this particular award. I was actually ready to admit it, but then you were like,
Come on, it's a fun time. It's a
fun
stupidish
time. Yeah,
awards, right?
I'm also like not digging into either. Like you know that it comes from a good place.
Yeah, that's why I have no problems. And that's why I kind of love this award, because it's always just like, yeah, that was kind of dumb.
Yeah. Well, that rounds up our stupidish awards,
But not the end of the episode, because
we still have something special for y'all.
kind of like maybe like 2 sections. Maybe we'll go a little bit into season 7, which is like the last part.
Well, hey, maybe a little bit of a preview of what's going on in the next season, next year. Oh, wow, we're almost in 2024.
Yeah, but
so
I'm ready.
Woo! So this is the customary section of each member of the GAP posing a challenge, a quiz, a sort of rigmarole of questions, answers, and everything in between, testing each other's knowledge in anime, manga, media, and in some cases, geography.
And let me be clear, Will, and please verify this. You have not told me anything.
No.
And so I actually have no idea what you're about to do for this mystery quiz section or mystery section. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
All
I
right.
have not conferred anything to you.
And I will not cheat like Google or whatever. Just like I'm ready to go in. Let's go.
I don't know how much you use my anime list.
I don't know. What is that website, man?
It's
Wait, you mean my list of animes?
Yeah.
I do have it.
Yeah, pull out your stack of papers.
Yeah, exactly.
So throughout, of course, we don't try to use my anime list as the main barometer for how well or how poor an anime is doing. But we have to, because numbers are numbers, right?
And it's easy.
So we always talk about raw scores, talk about popularity, rankings, membership, and whatnot. But we always talk about it for anime and manga series. We never talk about it for actual characters that belong to those series. So what I've done is I've created 2 sections of the most favorited characters across all manga and anime. I made 2 sections because one is the female section and one is the male section. What I'm going to do is I'm going to list out a couple of names, both on the female and the male category. You're not allowed to look.
No. Do I have to write it down?
Nope, because I'm going to read it all for you. And what I'm going to do, basically the premise is higher or lower. I'll give you a name, and then I want you to guess if the next character has more favorited or less favorited.
Yeah, okay. Let's go.
You want to do the male or female first?
Let's dude bro it out first.
So, to start us off, we've got Sasuke Uchiha, Naruto. He has been favorited on my anime list 28,659 times.
Wait, as in the duo or Sasuke Naruto?
Sasuke Uchiha, just Sasuke from Naruto.
Okay, my bad.
Right?
Yeah.
He's coming up against Todoroki from
Okay.
My Hero Academia. Now, does Todoroki have more followers on my anime list or less followers than Sasuke?
And just so that we're clear, the followers is also known as favorites, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, specifically favorites, yeah.
And I have to guess
Higher or lower. You don't have to give me the number, just whether...
Right.
Yeah,
but you're saying Todoroki is higher or lower than Sasuke, right? In
Yep.
this example.
Yep.
Lower.
And what made you think that? Is it longevity? Naruto has been a longer running series.
Yes.
It seems to be...
Yes.
Correct. Todoroki has 25,647, almost a full 3,000 favorites fewer.
I mean,
it's very close though.
I also love Todoroki, to be honest.
And you also got to think too, right? Naruto's been running for over 30 years, almost 30 years actually. But like, My Hero Academia is not that long in comparison to Naruto.
Still very hyped though.
Yeah, so fewer, but still 25,000, really good.
Like if you divide it by years since it has premiered, I think obviously the ratio, the proportion, My Hero Academia takes the cake. But this is not about proportions; it's about pure raw numbers.
Yep. Now we're going across. Remember, this is not just in terms of like specific characters and whatnot. This is all encompassing. So
you're still telling me the number though.
I will tell you the number, but now we're going to do this in comparison to Todoroki. So Todoroki is now going up against the Hellsing, Alucard. Now it doesn't matter if it's Alucard from Hellsing or Hellsing Ultimate. They all have the same character tab on my anime list. Does Alucard have more or fewer favorites?
Fewer.
Incorrect.
Damn.
Alucard has 28,218. Now, maybe because Hellsing as a manga series, as a series overall, is longer, but seems that 3,000 more people like and favorited Alucard more than Todoroki.
Wait, what's the difference between Sasuke and Todoroki again? Also 3,000?
3,000. But Todoroki, no. Sasuke has 441 favorites more than Alucard. Just barely over.
Barely, but still.
Right.
All right.
Now, again, Alucard's the barometer here.
Now, got it.
He's now going up against Reigen from Mob Psycho 100, the boss of Shigeo. Does Reigen have more or fewer favorites than Alucard?
Oh, by the way, listeners, you if it's not apparent, you can also play at home and see how well you fare. But let me get back to it. Reigen, against Alucard. I would still say Reigen is higher than Alucard.
Do you want to guess how much higher?
No, literally
8,000 favorites more. Reigen is vastly more favorited compared to Alucard.
So are we keeping score right now?
I have the scores down here. I can send this all to you.
No, as in like how many I got right.
You've got 2 right and 1 wrong at the moment. You got Todoroki correct, but you got Alucard wrong. So you're 2 and 1. Up against Reigen from Mob Psycho 100 is Yuji Itadori, the main character, the main boy of Jujutsu Kaisen. No. Higher or lower?
Shit. Higher.
Incorrect.
Oh, shit.
By a vast margin. Whilst Reigen has over 36,000 favorites.
Wait. Hold on a sec. Can you do me a slight favor? Can you check Sakuna?
I can check that after we're done with the female section. But yeah, no problem.
I would argue that Sakuna beats Reigen.
Sakura?
No. So Yuji, right?
Yeah.
His demon counterpart.
I don't think I'll have to see if I can find the thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry to put you on the spot.
If not, then we'll figure it out later. But
that would be like my educated guess. But
whilst
you're right.
Reigen has 36,056 favorites, Yuji Itadori only has 14,954.
Oh,
way less than half.
Holy shit!
Way less than half. I think
he's the main character.
But don't forget though that the manga itself was not all that popular or not that well known before the anime came out.
But still,
yeah,
this is like
it's crazy.
But this is like the anime plus the manga combined. How many users favorited the character?
Just shows how much people love Reigen.
Fuck.
Now we move. Yeah, I know.
Who knows that? Who knew that the swindler? I'm being swindled here. All right. So now Yuji against what?
Up against Yuji Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen is Koro Sensei from Assassination Classroom.
Yo, yellow octopus alien the guy? Bro, please, for the love of God, tell me he is higher than Yuji. You're fucking joking.
You are correct.
Oh, thank God.
At 19,648, it is just under 5.
That's not a big difference.
But still almost 5,000 favorites more than Yuji Itadori. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Users, the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, no, this is why I thought it was really interesting.
Okay, to be fair, I think it's obvious that, in my opinion, that Sensei from Assassination Classroom will be higher than Yuji.
But
not
to
by
that
close,
few, yeah.
That's kind of blasphemous.
Yeah. Now we got, this one is going to be a tough one. Koro Sensei from Assassination Classroom is going up against the shithead from ReZero, Subaru. Now remember, as much as you and I really don't like ReZero, people do like the series. But I will give you a clue.
No, don't.
I'll say it anyway. It's a lot closer than you think.
So here's the part where I don't know if I am metagaming it in my head, right? Because I'm thinking about what would you do to favorite a character? Because, for example, Will, do you favorite anything?
No.
I don't.
This is why this is all uncharted territory
Yeah.
for both you and me.
And I don't favorite literally anything. I give rankings for animes, mangas, and whatnot. But characters itself, or even animes, I don't favorite it. And I'm pretty sure not obviously everyone does it as well, because those numbers are relatively low compared to even the members of those shows or mangas. So I would say the car is higher than the octopus.
You are 550 favorites off.
Oh,
Subaru is lower than Koro Sensei by 550 favorites.
So
19,098.
can I give you my logic there? Is because I know he is kind of a shithead, right? Obviously. But I think his redemption arc, at least from what I heard in season 2, a lot of people, including some of our friends, have been very much vibing with his journey as a character. So I thought, also given Ren and Ram, that you would,
the crazy thing as well is, Rem is not even the most favorited female in ReZero.
not surprised.
Yeah. It's Ram. No, it's not Ram. It's Amelia.
Yeah.
So you're actually doing pretty well so far. It's 3-3. You got Todoroki correct, Reagan correct. Oh no, you got Todoroki and no, you're actually you're 3-3 right now. Right?
Yeah,
because you got Koro Sensei, you got Reagan, and you got Todoroki correct, but you got Alucard, Yuji Tottori, and Subaru wrong. So 3-3. That's still really good.
No, it's not. It's a 50%. That's
I'll take
beyond
that.
an Asian fail.
I'll take, but this is anime. Okay, it's not just an Asian.
Guys,
thing.
let me explain. There's if you date 100 girlfriends. Okay, anyways.
Yeah, at least 50 of them will like you, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Now,
That's a lot.
Subaru, the shithead from ReZero,
Yeah.
Re-shit, right?
Yep.
Is now up against Vinland Saga's Thorfinn.
Thorfinn. Oh, fuck. Okay.
The two pro tags of ReZero versus Vinland Saga.
Thorfinn's higher.
5,000 members higher. 24,408. Much better than... though still not that much more. I thought it would be a little more higher. But...
I just think Vinland Saga as an anime is extremely good.
Plus, Subaru is a very divisive character.
Yeah. But I think Thorfinn is easier to get behind in retrospect.
Because he has it tough. Subaru just fucks things up, right? He's been given the power to rewind time, and he still fucks things up.
He wears that fucking like vest in modern society, from modern society in an isekai. Like, why are you gonna stand out like that?
And also, you're called Subaru, and you still got hit by a truck. Come on. Now,
Yeah.
this is where it's starting to get a little more tougher. As it wasn't.
Yo, I just remember. So Subaru got hit by a truck, right?
Yeah, we never actually figured out if it was a Subaru. I don't think they want their name to be attached to.
But don't forget, there's also a female character called Ram, like Dodge Ram. I just realized that. I fucking just okay. Sorry. Anyways,
now Thorfinn, well loved, is now coming up against probably one of the more criticized but still loved anime series, Sword Art Online. Kirito versus Thorfinn.
higher, easy.
Yeah, way too easy.
Way too
40,078.
Not even. Yeah, I mean, if you think about the amount of fans comparatively to the two IPs, just by sheer proportion, even if like 5 or 10% of like, I don't know, 1 million plus fans, that's like 100K.
Yeah.
Easy.
Now it gets tough.
Okay.
Kirito from Sword Art Online. You're actually doing really well. You're 5-3 now,
Okay.
right? Can you make it 6-3?
I don't fucking know yet.
Kirito from Sword Art Online, right? The black solo piece of shit. I quite like Kirito. He's just a little bit. He's less whiny now. But
Well, let's hear about Analitization Season 7 tease, okay?
he is going up against the JoJo's of all JoJo's, Joseph Joestar from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I am so sorry, JoJo fans. Not going to beat Kirito.
Incorrect. You're a 5-4.
Shit.
Only 450 favorites more. Joseph Joestar has 40,520 compared to Kirito's 40,078.
So my logic there was because Mal's favorited, characters, they don't distinguish if the users are, attracted to male or female, right? So I would think that Kirito, by sheer default, would just have more people behind it and therefore a higher number, whereas Jotaro wouldn't. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong in that.
I mean, 500 is also like minuscule.
I did say it was going to get a lot harder, right?
Yeah.
Not to mention as well, 3 million members for Sword Art Online. You would have figured that there'd be a lot of love for Kirito. No, it's barely.
I mean, didn't we have a VP where none of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure cracked the critical top 100?
Yeah. But people still love.
Was
Joseph
it Golden
Joestar.
Wind, right? Golden Wind, right?
Yeah.
Was the one that topped.
Now this one is the hard one.
Okay.
I had to save it for last.
Of course.
Joseph Joestar.
Mm-hmm.
In some people's opinion, the best JoJo.
Mm-hmm.
I like Jotaro more, but
Against another JoJo, right?
no.
Oh shit.
I made it a rule where I try not to use characters from the same series.
Yeah, I understand.
Because it's quite easy. One's going to be rated higher.
And one can be cannibalized by the other, right?
Exactly, right? So, Joseph Joestar of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is now going up against Full Metal Alchemist's Roy Mustang.
Oh, that of all the characters, you picked Roy. So, okay. I'm going to tell you my logic, which will obviously then imply where I'm going to stand. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong. Currently, the number 1 anime is Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Not the most popular, though.
I understand, but the most critical, ranked 1.
Actually, no, that has changed overnight. It's actually Fierden now.
No. Shut the fuck up.
Fierden is 9.1.
Wait, are you serious?
Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is 9.09.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
As of recording.
It changed. It is sitting at 0.01 higher than Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
I think the moral of this segment is Mal users, what the fuck are you guys doing? Okay, all right.
It is the most favorited, though.
But it is Roy.
No. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is the most favorited.
It better not be raining today, Will. I'm gonna say Roy beats Jotaro.
I'm so sorry. But Roy Mustang has 36,788, lower than Kirito, and also lower than Joseph Joestar.
Shit.
You are sitting at a, in my opinion, pretty good 5 out of 10. 50%. This is hard because we never look at these stats. We've never seen these.
Yeah. But here's the best part, Will. We're only halfway done.
Yeah.
And the real segment starts now.
Yeah. So just to sort of give you like a little color as well. The top 13 favorited characters in anime are all male.
Oh, as in the pantheon of characters?
Yeah. So
can I ask you a question? Do you have those 13 male characters in front of you? Where's Haikyuu's Hinata?
Not even the top 50.
Oh, shit. What about Bleach? Ichigo.
Ichigo's not even in the top 30. He's 38.
Okay, how many One Piece characters are there?
Well, there is
in the 13.
2. You can guess who they are.
Luffy
and
the restaurateur.
No, not Sanji. Sanji was actually pretty high, but he wasn't in the top. He's 44 overall.
Zoro then.
Zoro's
I mean I knew Zoro, but
it goes Lelouch from Code Geass, Levi,
of course,
Luffy,
of course,
L, then Zoro.
Yeah,
Light Yagami, Killua Zoldyck.
Wait. I didn't expect Light to be that high.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
I knew L would be the popular one.
It's again, are you Team L or Team Light?
Yeah, but I thought Light wouldn't be that high comparatively.
Are you Kira or are you L, right? After Killua from Hunter x Hunter, it's Okabe from Steins Gate. Edward Elric then makes 9th. Naruto's 10th. Guts from Berserk is 11.
That makes sense.
Gintoki from Gintama is 12th. And then rounding out the top 13, which are all male, is Eren Yeager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, fuck, let's go.
Now on to probably something that's a little bit harder. We're now doing the most favorited female characters. The starting point, and I have to do this, is Violet Evergarden from Violet Evergarden. She currently sits at a 34,821 favorites. Her competitor in the arena is Shinobu Oshino from Monogatari.
Oh, easy. Shinobu higher.
Wrong.
Fuck you.
Violet Evergarden
Fuck you.
has 2,400 members more, favorites more than Shinobu Oshino. She's got 32,475.
Mal, what are you doing?
I know. It's crazy, isn't it? It's going to get a lot crazier down this list. So after Shinobu, we're going to go into a fantasy comedy series. Konosuba. Shinobu Oshino from the Monogatari series is now going up against Megumin from Konosuba.
Okay, like, look, okay.
Whatever logic you had before,
No. Fuck. Yeah.
it hurts, right? It does hurt. And I didn't mean to do it to you like that, but it was astounding when I saw that. And I needed to see if you were able to follow the logic of Mal fans. Clearly you can't, because they're on some other shit.
Will we have to stop this recording and
No, we're not. I got 8 more names to go, man.
And re-record the ELI5 portion of
We'll save that for season 7.
Yeah,
right?
thank you. No problem, right? It carries over, right? It carries over. Okay.
So now, Shinobu Oshino, 32,000.
Megumin has to be higher.
Yep. There you go.
Like,
you're 1-1.
I would argue Megumin would probably be like top 1. I mean, not top 1,
I don't
but
know.
but I would say like probably like top 5 female characters of all time on my anime list.
Yep. So Shinobu, around 32,000, just over, right? Megumin is 40,517.
Don't tell me they also have a Heart Under Blade character as a separate entry.
No,
I will lose my shit.
I think they keep it all together.
Thank God.
Right?
Okay.
So you're 1-1 now, right? You got Shinobu Oshino wrong, which is tragedy, because how is that possible?
How's that possible?
But you did correctly guess that Megumin was higher than Shinobu. Now, classic anime series here. Probably what started all of modern anime now. Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Megumin is going up against Asuka Langley.
Oh, for fuck. Okay, let me think. I don't even know why I'm trying to think. There's nothing to think, because Megumin is higher.
Correct. Massively higher.
Yeah.
40,000 for Megumin, right? 27,344 for Asuka Langley.
Yeah.
So there you go. You are now 2-1.
Okay.
Up against Asuka Langley from NGE is one of my personal favorites, but that shouldn't really affect what your choice is for whoever is next. Haruhi Suzumiya.
Haruhi higher.
Incorrect. Haruhi has 15,868 compared to 27,000 plus for Asuka Langley.
Holy fuck.
You brought yourself back down to 50-50 again. 2-2.
It's the perfect balance, man.
I think you might. I mean, look, if you can be 50-50 all the way through, that's pretty fucking good. I'll give you that. Now, Haruhi Suzumiya is going up against the queen of romance comedies.
Fruits Basket.
Well, would you call that a comedy? It's pretty heartbreaking for me. I was talking about Kaguya-sama. Kaguya Shinomiya versus Haruhi Suzumiya.
Okay. So this is probably going to be the first time that the meta of the Mal user is not something I'm going to rely upon. It's going to be you, Will, the meta. I know that, in my opinion, again, I really don't know, Kaguya-sama's most favorited female character is not Kaguya. It's I. Because
I don't know.
it's my gut. So you're saying Kaguya versus, just so that we're clear, Kaguya Shinomiya against who?
Haruhi Suzumiya. Do you want me to give you a clue that would
Nope.
be able to help you
No
a
need,
little
no
bit?
need.
Okay.
I'm gonna say lower.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Kaguya-sama has 25,598.
So like 10K over.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're 2 and 3 now.
All right.
I think. Yeah, because you got Shinobu wrong, Megumin correct, Asuka correct, wrong, Haruhi correct. Yeah, you're you're 2 and 3. You're 2 and 3.
Because I really thought I is like the most popular.
She's not even top 100.
No, but in the Kaguya series.
Yeah, but in terms of like favorite characters,
No,
she's
no,
not
I
even top
understand.
100.
So I was thinking like
So-
because I had a lot of the real estate of favorites, Kaguya is gonna
But Kaguya is actually top 100. Ai is not.
surprisingly.
After Kaguya from Kaguya-sama, she's going up against the wildly bombastic Ryuko Matoi from Kill la Kill. This is your chance to make it 3 and 3.
Can you tell me Shinomiya's number again?
She is at 25,598.
Higher.
Lower. Ryuko Matoi from Kill la Kill is 16,479. Almost 10,000 favorites fewer. 9,000 to be specific.
Fuck.
I know.
The fuck is wrong with this world, man?
Look, I know that the Mal people are a little bit on some shit, but hey, look, these are the numbers we're dealing with. I'm sorry, but yeah.
No, it's not your fault, and it's not necessarily like the average Mal user's fault. It's more like I'm just sad for anime as a whole.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in anime.
Yeah. So the numbers may lie for the favorites because clearly some of them are way better than the others. But
Hips
As
don't
of-
lie as well,
as
by
of
the way.
now, with the male section 50-50, 5 and 5, you are now sitting at 2 and 4. You're currently sitting at 33% for the female characters, higher and lower section for my little surprise segment of season 6. So, after Ryuko Matoi from Kill la Kill, remember, 16,479. Oh, no, sorry, 16,479. She's up against quite a lot of people's best girl from Chainsaw Man, Makima.
Would you mind repeating the preceding character again?
Ryuko Matoi from Kill la Kill at 16,479. Does Makima have more or fewer favorites on my anime list?
Fewer.
Incorrect. 27,806 for Makima. 11,400 more.
I don't know what this says about me when I know the guys more clearly than I know the waifus.
Yeah, you're sitting at a 2, which means you have to get perfect 3 out of 3 for the last 3 in order to become 50.
In order to break even.
Exactly.
All right.
It doesn't get any easier. After Makima from Chainsaw Man, you got Yuno Gasai from Future Diary.
Yeah.
Does Yuno Gasai have more or fewer favorites than Makima from Chainsaw
It
Man?
has to. It has to.
Has to what? Be lower?
Higher.
Correct, but not by as much as you think. While Makima has 27,806, Yuno Gasai has 28,960. Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
barely higher.
That's like statistically speaking, they pretty much should be like on the same pedestal
Yeah.
comparatively to, the pantheon of anime characters. What?
I know.
Gasai.
It's way too close.
How? What?
People like yanderes more than just maniacs.
But that's like the Andre.
Yeah. And she's only 1,000 more than she's lower than Shinobu, makes sense. Lower than Megumin, lower than Violet Evergarden. But is Yuno Gasai from Future Diary more or less favorited than one of your favorites, Marin Kitagawa from Dress Up Darling?
Listen, Will. I don't know if you're like pulling some, mind trick on me.
I think you're learning how this.
There is no conceivable way. Really, there shouldn't be any conceivable way that Marin loses out. Marin would be higher.
So Yunogasai has 28,967.
Okay, hold on. Are you about to tell me that
I've taken your answer and
I know, and I'm not saying I kind of want to guess. First of all, tell me if I'm right or wrong, and then I want to guess.
Oh, you're wrong.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Oh shit! Not even close.
Marin is close, but like a little further
but no
away.
Cigar.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, she has 22,430. So she is more than 6,500 members, like favorited, fewer than Yunogasai.
How?
I know. It's kind of crazy right now. You're at a 3 and 6.
Are you telling me probably the most waifu in recent couple of years?
Listen, people like yandere's more. I'm sorry, that's just how the world works. Do people like Yunogasai a lot more than Marin Kitagawa, which is insane to me
like
too.
A lolly wizard that likes to make things go boom.
I know. And like, look, it's not like I was doing these to pull your strings. I didn't like put in some of your favorite characters of all time,
no,
and like Shinobu,
I'm not.
and Violet Evergarden,
No.
and Ryoko Matoi, and Yunogasai probably your favorite, but like definitely not anywhere close to how you feel about Marin Kitagawa, right? We saw the stock market. We saw how
the stonks were high,
Yeah.
bro. And I want to make it very clear. It's not like you are like digging into like
I'm showing you the absurdity that is the favorited section for characters on my anime list.
And I like to kind of say that I have a pulse on a lot of things in the anime and manga sphere. Definitely within our friend group, for sure, both of us pretty much tower over everyone else. But man, do I have it not figured out. The horizon apparently is not... I've not achieved greatness yet, but okay. Let's move on from Marin to... So I'm not going to get 50-50 anymore.
But you can get a consolation and get 4 and 6.
Okay.
Because now, Marin Kitagawa, which to most people, realistically should be the most wifey of all wifeys in anime and manga.
The wifeys of all wifeys? Okay, yeah.
She is sitting at 22,430. Sacrilegious there.
She's so this is the last.
This is the final one.
Okay,
right?
Holy shit.
Steins Gate.
Yo.
Kurisu Makise.
Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the fucking phone. Hold. Okay. Just because I haven't seen Steins Gate, or at least haven't watched all of it, which character?
The redhead.
The tsundere?
The main tsundere fucking scientist.
Listen. Fucking listeners, listen. Will, listen. Mal users, listen. We are all degenerates here. Let's be clear. Anime is a fantastic medium. I love it to death. But we're all degenerates here. What thing I've learned from the past, was it 9 examples? How many examples were there previously?
9.
Okay. You guys repped Psycho Yanderes. You guys repped lollies. You guys repped
just psychos in general, yeah. I mean, they picked Makima over Ryuko Watoi from Kill la Kill.
I'm so mad.
They picked Makima over Kaguya-sama.
I'm so mad. I'm gonna say
they picked Makima over. They picked Yunogasai over Haruhi Suzumiya. They picked Yunogasai over Asuka Langley.
And you get a red-haired tsundere, flat as a board, kind of. Especially when you compare to the girl in the sunflower dress. Yeah. Let's be frank, okay?
She's my favorite character.
I think she wears... the other girl wears like a blue
sunflower hat.
Sunflower hat. She wears a blue dress, I think, in one of like the shots. Okay, anyways. Forget all that. You're talking basically Makima if she didn't.
If anybody was wondering, Jason was referring Mayuri Shina from Sense8.
Right. She basically is Makima, but not as well, shall we say, endowed. But that is actually works the benefit of me. Because I bet you, willing to bet, she will supersede
Marin Kitagawa.
Yes.
3 times over.
Exactly. Not even close.
Kurisu Makise from Steins Gate has 68,698, making her the most favorited female character on my anime list. Mayuri Shina, my favorite girl, barely has 11,000.
That you see, like, it took 9 picks, but that's how confident I was with the last one.
It was tough though, right? This was a lot harder.
What, Marin and
just guessing like all these higher and lowers in general. Like
yeah, for sure. Especially when you take the ones that are also neck and neck, that like it's kind of inconsequential in the grand scheme of things.
Who the fuck would have thought that Makima and Yuno Gasai was even a debate? The fact that they're both neck and neck was just
so I got 4 out of
6 for the females. So you are
4 and 6.
4 and 6, yeah, 4 out of 10 specifically.
So 40%.
Yeah.
Okay.
And 50% for the males.
Fair.
Which, to be fair, I think you actually did really well because this was not easy, but definitely easier than the geography one. I'll give you that, right? But
anything is easier than the geography one. I'll give you that.
Like this one was tough, right? But it was just also the fact that like, would you have picked Kurisu Makise over Mikasa?
Me? You're asking me personally, though, right?
You would if it was Kurisu from Steins Gate or no, sorry, not Makisa, Mikasa from AOT.
Well, the thing is, like, if we're talking like me personally, I don't like tsunderes. I also haven't watched Steins Gate, so it would, and I like kudere, so it
Mikasa,
would be Mikasa. Like that one's an easy choice, right?
Yeah.
But even then, like I don't like tsunderes in general.
Mikasa has 10,000 fewer than Kurisu Makise.
Like the thing is, like, I don't understand when you look at all the characters that are available in the database. The pattern is like maybe there, but I just don't see it. I don't know.
You know how I said like I basically put up Violet Evergarden up against Shinobu, right? From the Monogatari series. Shinobu's not even the most favorited female character or character in general.
Wait, hold on. So you're saying Shinobu of all of the female characters in Monogatari, right?
All characters in general, right? So including what's his name?
Because I would guess I know who has the highest amount of characters favorites,
which is
it would be Hanakawa.
Yeah, the voice actress for Senjuka Hara. Senjuka Hara is
no, I said Hanakawa.
No, Hitagi Senjuka Hara is the most favorited character across all.
I thought it was Cat Lady. No, shit. I mean, I would have picked
Senju. No. Senjuka Hara is. Oh no, she's Crab. Yeah. You're right.
Wait. So who's right?
Yeah, you were right. Yeah, Senjuka Hara. Cat Lady is Hanakawa. I got it mixed up. But yeah, Senjuka Hara, Crab Lady, is the most favorited.
I was surprised. I thought Cat Lady would win out just because it's Cat Lady.
Yeah.
But also, I like Senjuka Hara way more.
Yeah, it also is kind of telling in terms of like what kind of characters people like the most because
Step on me, lady.
Well, I'll be honest. There's actually not a whole lot of female characters in the top 50. I told you the top 13 of all characters are all male, and then you have Kurisu Makise. Right after that, you have the most favorite. It's the second most favorited Naruto character of all time. It's not Kakashi.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna say that.
It's Itachi Uchiha, the brother of Sasuke. Then you have Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen, followed by Mikasa.
Gojo.
Yeah. Then you also have I never watched Snafu, but Hachiman Hikigaya, main character.
Props.
Main character there.
Love him.
You're not gonna like this one. 19th is Ken Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul. Amelia's 20th.
Say that again?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Say that to my face again, please.
Kaneki-chan from Tokyo Ghoul is the 19th most favorited character across all of anime and manga
Please
at 50,620.
Please do me a favor, Will. And I know I'm calling.
Never do this list again.
No. Where is Rize in Tokyo Ghoul rank?
I'm gonna break your heart. She's not even top 50.
Oh my god.
I'll check one more time, and she's not top 100. I know it's crazy. This is an insane world that we live in.
Wait,
she's not top 150.
I have a realization, Will. Like I'm genuinely think that this is real. So, based on these 20 data points that you've given me, actually it's like I think 22, or is it more? Because there's like one compared to the other, right?
Yeah.
So it's like 22, something like that.
There's
right?
22 characters. Yes.
Right. I might be speaking out of turn or out of line, but I'm going to say it anyways. I think most of the people that favorite characters are probably someone of the female demographic.
Do we need to tell you how many members Rize has? Because it's actually heartbreaking. You would actually
7K.
divide that by 7. She has 1,234 member favorites on my anime list.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to the Good Anime Palette podcast.
Asta from Black Clover has more.
Clearly, I don't.
Gabby Braun from AOT has more.
You gotta stop, Will. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me think for a sec.
Lane from Serial Experiments Lane has more than Rize. Usopp.
Is it because Rize probably
she doesn't get a whole lot
of screen time? I mean, it is Hanakawa.
And you also think about it too.
Kanahana. Sorry,
I believe that a lot of the people that do favorite this kind of stuff is from the fact that they watched the anime. And you know how the anime panned out for Tokyo Ghoul. Therefore, if you had read the manga instead, I would think that she get a lot more. Oh, Bomb Girl from Chainsaw Man doesn't even show up.
Why you do this to me, bro?
It's crazy. It's actually crazy.
I'm just trying to think, of like other characters that should be, or at least what I would expect, right?
There is some equilibrium though. Asuka Langley has more favorites than Goku from Dragon Ball Z. So all you Dragon Ball fans can shut up. Actually, do you remember? Okay, do you remember there was a series that I really kind of like low key liked, Classroom with the Elite?
I mean, season 3 is about to come out.
Yeah, so Kyopon or Kiyotaka Ayanokuchi is the 37th most favorited character, more than Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach. Let that sink in.
Is he the male main character?
Yes.
Okay.
And do you know who's right under Ichigo Kurosaki? So he's got 33,203. Right under Ichigo is Kamina from Gurren Lagann.
I mean,
Kamina has more favorites than Shinobu, who has more than Saber. It doesn't make sense, man.
Say that again.
It does not make sense.
Saber has how many more? How many less than Shinobu?
500.
Okay, so that's not that
It's
significant.
It's close.
But you're telling me probably one of the biggest franchises in anime history, with all of its IPs, video games, visual
Saber,
novel.
Okay, Toradora Taiga has more than Saber.
How?
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. This is a weird list. This is
how
02 from Darling in the Franxx
needs to be like the highest.
She's 32.
Okay, that makes sense.
She is 2 places below Mai Sakurajima from Bunny Girl Senpai.
If you can, Will, tell me, like, in order of appearance, the highest female characters.
I'll do the top 50 of all, right?
I need the female characters.
So the first, as I said before, was Makise. from Steins Gate, right?
Right. That makes sense.
Followed by Mikasa Ackerman from AOT.
Mm-hmm.
Amelia from ReZero.
Okay.
Rem from ReZero.
Okay.
Megumin from Konosuba.
Mm-hmm.
Senjukahara from Monogatari.
Mm-hmm.
Sakurajima from Bunny Girl Senpai.
Mm-hmm.
02 from Darling the Franxx. Violet Evergarden from Violet Evergarden. I know this is getting really insane. Shinobu Oshino from Monogatari. Taiga Asaka from Toradora. Saber from Fate Stay Night. Asuna from SAO, who's just barely above Yuno Gasai from Mariniki. And then rounding out the top 50 of all characters, Makima. It just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense where you have like old classics, you have diehard fans, you have new fucking shit coming out, but this is how, like
you see, okay, all those female characters that you told me, I would probably not put them on the top female characters of all time, but I can at least see it, right?
Do you know who is criminally out of the top 50? Hollow from Spice and Wolf. She's 52. Just one place higher than Asuka Langley from NG. And then this is also crazy, but I know it makes sense because it is Code Geass fandom at its best. Also at its worst, CC from Code Geass. And then at 58, for the next highest ranked female, is Itsuki Nakano from Quintessential Quintuplets. And then it's Kaguya-sama.
Guys, listeners,
Do you know who the next one is?
I don't know. Tell me.
It's Kao-chan from Your Lie in April. She's only 65 overall.
All right.
It's insane how like the favorited section for characters are, because
it's like a whole different. I mean, I know the whole point of this mystery section, if I've learned anything, is it is like a whole different like horizon, like can of worms, whole different ball game in terms of how it is. And maybe there isn't any pattern or anything you can really discern other than maybe, right? Like there is some kind of trope motif characteristic that is generally favored over another.
I will tell you something, which just it should not make sense. It should not happen, and I agree. I can see why, but it should not happen. Chika Fujiwara, Pinker from Kaguya-sama, is ranked lower than Power from Chainsaw Man.
No, that makes sense though.
It does not.
No, it does make sense.
It does not.
It does.
Because it's Kaguya-sama. Wait, you cannot say that the fandom of Kaguya-sama is lesser than Chainsaw Man.
I can tell you that Chainsaw Man is more vocal.
Not true, because you saw what happened with Ultra Romantic.
So?
Top ranked anime of all time for a period of time. Chainsaw Man never even got close. That's the argument I make.
Right, but the issue is, I understand, but I think critical versus popular is different.
But in some world, that is still crazy, is it not?
No.
It is crazy.
To me, that's like super easy choice. No. If I did the higher or lower, I would do Power 100 times
I love
higher.
Power, but I would easily pick Chika over her.
No.
Any day of the week.
Okay, if you're saying like our personal waifus, yes.
Yeah, again, this is where I'm saying, like, don't get into the mindset of the sheep. I'm calling y'all sheep, because this whole favorite list is fucking insane to begin with. But, like, in any given moment, if you were to say, look, on menu A, we got Chika Fujiwara from Kaguya-sama, and on menu B, we got Power from Chainsaw Man, I would take Chika.
I would probably not choose Power.
Why are you at this restaurant, right? Like, these are the two choices I have. Oh, just give me that, you know?
Yeah. No, but I would definitely say Power, but I would choose Chika. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's like the easiest choice. honestly.
I just
Like that's why when you said like Megumin and when you said Steins Gate, the tsundere, easy. I was just like, easy choice. Marin,
but there were a lot where you're just like, how does this make sense?
exactly. Like Marin, I thought is like impossible. Like to me, Saber, that is like egregious to me. That's why like what?
Yeah, Marin is not even top 50. She's 76 overall.
Fucking
Bakugo has more favorites than Marin.
I'm like, I don't even know what to do.
Oh, this one actually is kind of crazy. Hotaru Oreki from Hyoka
Yeah.
has more than Marin Kitagawa.
I don't know, dude. Like, I really don't know, man. Like, it's so
The one that doesn't make that shouldn't be surprising is that Rin Tosaka, the tsundere from Fate Night, has more than Marin Kitagawa. It's sacrilegious, but it also makes sense.
It makes sense
because it's tsundere, right?
Yeah.
with powers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at least, I mean, did you like quintessential quintuplets? I think like 3 or 4 of them were in the top 100.
Well, that makes sense, though.
No, so that is where equilibrium is.
Now, here's the question: which of the 5 is on there? And I'm just gonna say it because I know the answer is Miku. It has to be.
Do you want me to actually give you the top 5? So
wait, hold on. I actually do know the 5.
So Miku Nakano is 84.
No, but is she the first of the quintuplets?
Yep.
Okay. The second one is the oldest sister, the pink hair girl. I forgot her name. Starts with I think.
Nino Nakano.
No.
I mean,
the tsundere?
That's pink hair right there.
Shit, actually, the oldest sister. Shit, Nino is second in the quintuplets order.
Yeah, Nino
Holy
Nakano,
shit.
main character. Yeah, she the second sister of the Nakano, the second sister.
Who's the? Okay, so then
she actually is just one place above Anya Forger.
So then I would say the sporty girl, the green girl with the bow tie is last.
I'm into the top 200 now, and I haven't seen another Tobun. I haven't seen another.
Like we better give up because this is like a fruitless endeavor. Anyways, that's you see, I think that's a very good section because it's interesting, right? Like we probably have gone way too long in this section.
I don't care. I'm going in.
But it's like really interesting conversation because we're trying to like decipher and like figure out.
Where do you think Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop sits?
Don't do this, bro. Don't fucking holy shit.
I don't need you to give me a place. Do you think she's top 50, 100, 150, 200, 300, 500?
Shit. Hold
Valentine.
on. You have the place, right? You have her position, right?
And her favorites.
If anything that this section has told me, it is way lower than I think it deserves to be on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I would say, okay, what is the max number that it goes to
in terms of like favorites, or in terms of like top?
Okay, let me the list that you're on, like the number that you're on for Faye. If you scroll all the way down to that number,
7,481. And that's Toge, the voiceless boy from Jujutsu Kaisen. I know, dude. It hurts. It really fucking hurts. And y'all know, like, I've talked to you before about Seven Deadly Sins, and people really fucking love Escanor. Escanor is 7,564. 68. That's it. So, now that you know where we are at in terms of how many fucking favorites there are, Faye Valentine, is she in the top 100?
Nope.
Top 200?
Nope.
Top 300?
Nope.
She actually is. She's 255.
Nope.
Yeah, dude, she's 255.
Nope.
I know. It's insane.
Nope.
It's insane how low she is.
Nope. Nope. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
Isn't it ridiculous? It's actually it's actually this should not happen.
I think what it is because there might look, okay, real quick, Will. The number one favorited character of all time is what number?
166,000 or 167,000, which is Lelouch from Code Geass.
167K, right?
Yeah.
What is the highest number of members on Full Metal Alchemist? Because it wouldn't be Fieren. Just check the number of members. It's like what, 3 mil?
3 million and I need to double check right now. Members, right?
Yeah, and we're not talking score because
so most popular basically.
Yes.
Oh, then it wouldn't be Full Metal Alchemist, but it does have over 3 million.
Wait, then what is the most popular? It's AOT?
Yep, 3.8.
But which one?
Just the first season.
Okay,
of
makes
course it'd be
sense.
first season.
Okay.
Yeah. Followed by Death Note.
Okay.
And then it's FMA Brotherhood.
And are all of those 3
over
mil?
Over 3 mil.
Each of those.
There's only 5 that are over 3 mil, which is AOT first season, Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, One Punch Man, Sword Art Online.
Okay.
My Hero Academia is very close to 2,950,000.
So the top 5 shows on the platform each have over 3 mil members. Correct.
Yeah.
So then, but the highest rated character, most favorited character of all fucking time is how many K? 167K.
Yeah.
That is massive of a difference.
So that's why it was a very interesting sort of like quiz to put you through, because there's almost no correlation.
There is none. I tried. There is none.
Do you know where Code Geass sits in terms of popularity? 21.
Are you saying like that's high or low?
At 2.2 million, but so like almost a full million less than AOT, Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, One Punch Man, Sword Art Online. And you have to think about AOT is not just AOT. It's got AOT Season 2, 3, Final Season Part 2, Part 3, so on, so on, so on. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood also has Full Metal Alchemist, right? Sword Art Online has Alicization. It also has Sword Art Online 2. It has all the movies and all that. But for some reason, everybody really loves Lelouch from Code Geass. No, look, I love me some Code Geass, but yeah. Somehow we managed to make this a 3-hour episode.
I mean, how long was that last segment? Maybe we should turn into a BP or something. Fuck, I don't know.
We'll talk about that. Is actually a very good BP topic. But I think before we keep on ranting about how insane the most favorited section is,
well, let's just skip. We don't need to do season 7 teas, right? We're over 3 hours, right?
Yeah, we'll just go straight into show notes, and then afterwards, if you want to know what happens in season 7, just listen to season 7.
We actually have a lot of things lined up, and let's just say potentially
there'll be more than 2 voices on this show.
There we go. That's what I'm about to say too. Okay. You can always reach us by listening to the GAP podcast, but if you want another means to contact or hear our sultry voice or words, you can always reach us through our Gmail, gapalette@gmail.com. That's GAPALETTE @gmail.com, all lowercase, all one word. You can also contact us on X, formerly Twitter, using the...
You know what? Just for the sake of it, just call it Twitter. Because nobody says X.
A lot of people actually say formerly X.
Because corporations need to put in there. But for you and me, we're not a corporation. We're free men. We do whatever we want. Fuck you, Elon.
We also, fuck you, Zuckerberg. We have a Facebook page, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. No, we do have.
You
Facebook
can only
page.
access it through Facebook VR. No, joking.
Zuckerberg, please don't kill us.
Musk, don't do that.
Don't. We love both of you, I guess. We have a website though. We encourage you to check it out. Thank you, Squarespace. Legitimately, you can visit our website at www.goodanimepalette.com, all lowercase, all one word. You can also join us on Discord. Invite link in the show description. The last time I would use music credits for this episode, our intro music is I don't know anymore.
Oh, wow. You actually do not know.
I pulled up season 3. My bad. Okay. So, our intro music is Never or Right Now by ELFL. Our break music is Not Gonna Wake Up, the instrumental version by Mind Me. And our outro music is Like the Ocean by The Big Letdown. If you like the music artists that we feature, you can always listen to them on Apple Music, Spotify, or various other music listening platforms. And also, our music was provided courtesy of epidemicsound.com. If you're interested in using Epidemic Sound as a service, we have a referral link for you provided in the show description. Terms and conditions apply.
And you were worried that we were going to not have 3 hours. The last section was a fucking roller coaster, wasn't it? To be fair, okay, before we wrap everything up, you did well. You did a lot better than I expected.
I mean,
because this was not easy.
Thanks.
But we also do need to have a BP just talking about the discrepancy.
Do we really, though?
Why
I don't want to.
It's probably because we're drunk.
No, I mean, like, I kind of do and I kind of don't.
Because it's heartbreaking when you hear this kind of shit. You're just like, yeah, I can see it, but why? Like, this is not fair.
And,
but
like,
also,
over an hour of us just mauling our minds out, to me, is just like...
Yeah, I barely have any hair now. This is just straight.
No. I'm seeing a full head of hair for you right now.
And slanted eyes too, right?
Fuck you.
Thank you very much for listening to the final episode of Season 6. Do not fret. We have plenty of content coming up for Season 7. Jason is still going to be here. I'm still going to be here. But there may or may not, spoilers, be some extra voices that come on here and there.
And you're damn well... be prepared for more fucking anime, because god damn it, we're gonna give it to you.